Good morning and welcome to Morning Brew. What's going on this morning, everyone? Just wanted to get things started today. And awesome, I already have it downvote. Don't know who it was, didn't even wait for the stream to start. How kind of them. Now, thank you. So what's going on today? Anything anything interesting, exciting? Let's see here. It is Tuesday, January 5th. So, anything going on today so far? Let's see here. No, I've taken my pain pills. No, I haven't had my coffee. I did get it started though, so it will be I will be getting some as soon as somebody's on. So until that point, I'm going to just be rambling like it. Well, whatever. So let's see here. I was listening to some stuff last night. It's pretty bad because I can't remember who I was listening to. God, I hurt. Oh, I hate doing that. Was reaching for something and forgot to mute. Sorry about that, folks. Normally, I don't remember. I don't forget to hit the mute button, but I was reaching for a. I'll just say a bandage, and leaned over, and well, oops, pain medicine hasn't quite kicked in yet. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. So, and good morning, Yosef and Kapla Bird Prey 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see here. Good afternoon, Yosef. I'm sorry. I forgot. So what's going on? So, how is Mama Prey today, Bird? And let's see what's going on today.
Hello world, it's Birdo Pie 5, Kapla.
Kapla. What's going on, Bird?
I woke up feeling pretty good this morning for a change.
Good to hear.
Especially since last night, I'll be honest, I was not feeling that great.
That's not
Went to
good.
bed feeling pretty shitty. But, yeah, this morning, I don't know. I did have a dream. It was a weird one. Um, and it may have involved what I was watching last night and what I watched left on the TV overnight, but either way, so I was on the moon, right? And I think I was the first person to go to the moon. And I snuck a camera with me. I wasn't supposed to have a camera. I snuck a digital camera, but it was weird because the digital camera but it had film. So I snuck it up there with me, and I found like, apparently proof that there was alien life because there was shit on the moon, like paintings and stuff, like paintings like Bob Ross paintings and stuff. And so I was taking pictures of the things I found on the moon, and uh, then I opened the camera because I thought I could take a better picture if I didn't have this plastic housing around it. And I took some pictures, and then I tried to put it all back together and just kind of broke apart. But whatever, I already had the pictures, so I had the canister of film. And so then I don't know how I got back to Earth, but I did. And they were having this big celebratory party for me for taking all these pictures because, like, oh, it was so great you thought to take pictures. And I don't know, I was just, even though I was like the center of attention, I was in the bus with a bunch of people. We were all going to the party. And there was this guy who was had like this weird accent, like not quite Russian, but a menacing accent. And he was sitting next to me, and I was like, uh, he was talking about stuff. I was like, I really don't want to be talking to this guy, but whatever. And then once we get to where we're going, he's like, I have something unfortunate to tell you. He's like, I'm a spy, and I've already taken your photos. And he shows me like in his coat jacket, he's got the film, the 35 millimeter film thing. I was like, you son of a bitch. And I start fighting for it, and like I'm pulling on it. He's pulling on it. He's like, I have to warn you. He's like, I do not care about these photos, so I will break it if you don't give them to me. He's like, if you at least give them to me, I will release them to the world. But like he would get the credit or something, even though I was already clearly getting the credit. And I had to explain to him, figure out some way to let him realize that there was absolutely no way I was going to give him those photos, even though I don't know why I wouldn't, because as long as they got released, what does it really matter? There was nothing on them but moon photos. So I thought in a last second attempt to yell, there's no way you're getting that film. Uh, Not my proudest moment, but I only had seconds to think up a lie. And I had to yell. And again, we are marked for as adults. There's dick pics on that film. And then he realized that I was not going to release it either. And he did release it. And I got it, and I ran. I ran inside to this big like catering hall, and was trying to find the person from NASA I was supposed to give the film to. And I don't know if I ever ended up finding them or not. The dream ended. I was still running from the guy, clasping onto the film as hard as I could. Um, and then I started having to look for a bathroom, and that means, oh shit. So I wake up and I have to use the Gelogia machine. And that's how the dream ended. Anytime in my
Wow.
dreams I start looking for a bathroom, it means I got a Chaloja in real life.
That's yeah. Happened happened to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That much. So yeah. Well,
if I
I
get some
definitely.
time today, I also plan on doing a review of Netflix's Midnight Sun, which is something Netflix thought I would like, and I even talked about it yesterday on Bed Life. I was halfway through the movie at the time. I now must warn anybody who heard me talk about it, do not watch the movie. I apologize for even bringing it up. It is an awful waste of 2+ hours of your time.
Wow. That's pretty strong. Okay, let's see here. Of course, Yosef talks about Bird Armstrong among us.
Bird Armstrong. Uh, I don't understand why they wouldn't have sent me with a camera. I had to sneak a camera.
That's a good question. And
And of all things, a 35 millimeter camera.
that's true. That does seem a little
Like
bit.
I wouldn't even have thought, I would think even to remember a 35 millimeter camera existed, but somewhere in my brain it was like, no, it's got to be real film. Just so I could have that. I mean, if it was at least it could have been like a USB stick or something.
Yeah.
I could have fought with the guy over it. It would have made more sense. Or an SD card would have made more sense than a canister of film. It's not like I'm a film aficionado that I have, that I have some great love for film, unless, well, whatever.
It's the only way that actually would fit with the spy motif, actually. So,
I guess so, yeah. Although, no, if he had an SD card, he could have showed me. It's like, I ordered to have your SD card.
yeah, but in the old what I'm trying to say, like James Bond type thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. And Yosef, that's not how film works, Yosef. Okay, wait.
Yosef. Oh, let's see here. Good morning, son of a red shirt, Dave G. Sound. Oh, Yosef, you are something else. I'm not always sure what, but you're something else. Uh, so what's Mama Prey doing today?
Still sleeping.
Ah,
I know. I'm usually
good.
not on when she's sleeping, but I was too awake to. And I wanted to tell my dream before I forgot it.
It's usually easier that way. Otherwise, yeah, I've done that before. Oh, I'll remember that. Not. So, oh my.
Don't understand. I've been having oxygen saturation issues for a few days.
Mm-hmm.
I've had them, in the past.
Right.
From time to time. So sometimes I'll put on my O2 meter and it'll give me a good number like 97 or even 98. And then within a minute, drop down to the mid to low 90s. Then sometimes I put on the O2 meter, like just now, and it was 92, which is not good. But in a minute, it went all the way up to 98, which is very good.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's at 96. Now it's back at 95. Is it my body being inconsistent? Is it the meter being inconsistent? I don't know. Whatever. I'm breathing. That's the important part.
Yes, you're still breathing.
Good morning, Joseph.
Good
Good
morning,
afternoon,
gentlemen,
Joseph.
and thank you very much. Greetings from the future. I was like 92. I thought everything above 90 is good, but then I was reading some articles, and actually 92 is not enough, surprisingly. I think 96 is something that everybody should aim for.
Are we talking years
Yeah,
of the
the oxygen,
1990s?
oxygen.
Oh, oxygen.
No, oxygen.
You know, some doctors have told me anything over 90 is fine. Others are like, get antsy at 95 and less.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, it's unfortunately, Mama Prey, who's smoked her entire life, gets consistently higher oxygen numbers than I have. And it's all because of, since getting sick and not moving as much, and my lung muscles have certainly atrophied a bit. I ordered a device today to help exercise the lungs. Should be coming today. Every so often, I get one of those things, and hopefully it helps.
And what does it do?
It kind of trains you to I don't know, trains your muscles. You breathe in and out. You inhale and exhale against pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I used to just blow up balloons to try and help, but then I'd blow them up and they'd pop and they'd scare Sassy. I was like, I had this one balloon. I said, nah. I was like, it's the same balloon. It's just me. I just keep blowing it up and letting it out, blowing it up, letting it out. And I don't know, after like 12 or 15 times, the balloon just popped. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, well, I can't do that. And then I didn't want to keep throwing out new balloons every time.
You should open
something
something like I don't know, birthday party business where you would just blow up balloons and sell them. Like, there you go, like
COVID negative balloons for sale.
COVID negative balloons. Yeah,
we're pretty sure you need that fresh, safe air. Only a little bit of carbon dioxide in it.
but actually, if you are able to blow up a balloon like a few times in a row, that's actually good.
Yeah, I mean, I can generally do it. It's yes. I think the biggest problem is when I was in the coma, my lung collapsed,
Mm-hmm.
and then a few years later, I had to have surgery because there was this big mass of fluid behind my lung. And I've seen a lot of pictures of my lungs and x-rays and stuff, and they just look so small. For a big guy, my lungs are so small. And I don't know if they should be bigger. Like, I feel like there's almost a pressure inside my abdominal cavity. If they just stuck in one of those needles, a bunch of air would hiss out and my lungs would expand. But I'm not going to jab myself with such a device. We're at a position
like somebody comes to you with a knife, like.
No, there was a
No.
movie where somebody wasn't like unable to breathe, and somebody stabbed this thing in their belly with this valve, and they stabbed it in, and all of a sudden, a whole bunch of air pressure left their body, and the person could breathe again for a few minutes until they died, at least. It's
Thank
like I
you.
feel like I need that. Uh, I don't know. Some of it is GI related too. Like I can't. There's so few foods I'm eating these days that agree with me. Just causes.
You know what? With the amount of antibiotics that you were on, and you are basically almost constantly on, I'm not even surprised.
Yeah, no. But I've been taking, besides the probiotic yogurt in the morning, I've been
That's
taking
nothing.
this raw probiotic 100 billion CFU digestive enzymes pill. That was supposed. I mean, it had wonderful reviews on Amazon. I don't know if it's not doing anything, but it's not doing much.
Hey, the thing with the probiotics is the problem with them is that only a tiny amount actually gets into your bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to get into the bloodstream. It's supposed to get into the gut, into the
I mean the whole digestive tract, and as well, of course, then with all the nourishment into the bloodstream. It's only a minimal amount because the acids in the stomach, they basically destroy those like in crazy amounts. So basically, under 10% of all probiotics you eat actually pass through your whole body.
Aberjam, don't joke. That's actually bacon is one of the foods I found that is causing my stomach to mess up more. I'm staying away from bacon these days, which is depressing. Used to have bacon almost every day. I know that's probably worse, but bacon and eggs used to be breakfast for a while, and then I was like, stopped eating the bacon, and it greatly improved.
You know what? Sugar is
while,
definitely more dangerous. Sugar is definitely more dangerous than fats, but definitely bacon is heavy on the stomach. Definitely. So are for example mushrooms.
Oh, that sucks. I didn't know mushrooms.
Mushrooms
are still something I enjoy.
Mushrooms are extremely heavy on the digestive system, which is interesting, but it's a fact. And especially if you deep fry them or something, it's like a killer combination.
No, never deep fried.
Deep fried mushrooms is one few foods I've never had deep fried.
No, what is it called specifically? It's Google Translate. Switch keyboard to Slovak.
Son of a red shirt says if you could weaponize an allergy to bacon, that would be a fearsome weapon indeed. Well, it depends on who you're fighting. I mean, considering the people we are most often at war with today, they already don't eat bacon.
Why is everything translated only to mushroom? all the different types I type in is giving me just.
I was gonna say maybe the mushroom you're thinking of is different than mushrooms we have in the United States, because the mushrooms we have here are generally fairly, I would say, fluffy, light.
They are fluffy and light. All of them are fluffy and light, but the typical like it has either white or brown. The head of the mushroom is like, and they're usually something like 2-3 inches tall.
I
And
don't know. I usually just see them sliced up.
yeah, and yeah, you slice them up, and they're usually served on pizza as a most common topping. But those basically, when you put them like in like when you basically give them the treatment like to a schnitzel, so flour, egg, and breadcrumbs, and deep fry them. It's so tasty.
I
But
mean, don't get me wrong. It sounds like it would be tasty because if hell, that's right, you deep fry and coat anything in
it's
breadcrumbs, it becomes better.
and and it's so good, but it's so heavy on the stomach. But even when you do something um, eggs with mushrooms, like
Oh,
Like an
uh,
omelet.
like an omelet, scrambled eggs with mushrooms, or an omelet with mushrooms. It's so tasty, so good, but so heavy on the stomach. Don't eat it in the evening before you want to go to sleep. Definitely.
Generally, with mushrooms, if it's be either in pasta or on a burger, on the side with steak.
Oh,
on the
I eat.
side.
Yeah,
No,
on the side. You know what?
oh hell
It's
no, no,
basically
no, on top, on top.
or
You
No,
on
could you
top.
could put it on top, whatever.
Yeah, I basically, you know what? With even if I pan fry, or basically when I do like steaks or chicken breast, just on a pan, like with some basic seasoning, I always cut a ton of mushrooms and eat it together. I love mushrooms basically with
I had to
everything.
give up chicken too.
But chicken, why?
It's one of the foods that causes my stomach to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
I
Can
don't
be.
know. I'm much better at digesting beef than chicken, and the problem is I've known chicken has been an issue my whole life. But for a long time, I was able to deal with it. I mean, hell, there were years I thought I was doing the right thing by eating chicken and not beef. I was like, oh, because everybody used to say, oh, chicken is so much better for you. But for me personally, when I eat chicken, all my numbers go haywire. I feel like shit. Don't get me wrong, the chicken tastes delicious. I love the taste of chicken, but it does everything wrong when I eat chicken. Um, it seems like chicken and bread are the problems. Um,
okay,
and I
then
don't
don't have a
mean
chicken sandwich.
all bread, just bread. Like I can have some pasta, that's okay. From time to time, soft things like that, but actual slices of bread,
Mhm.
no, not so
I'm
good.
just trying to Google one illness. It's called, at least what it's giving me. It's whole arthritis. HOL arthritis.
Whole arthritis.
Arthritis. Yeah.
Arthritis.
Whole arthritis.
Why would arthritis have to do with what I eat? And
It's
arthritis is pain in the joints.
yes. It is. When you consume too much beef, you can.
We call it gout.
Gout? Is it gout? Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So basically, when the uh,
yeah. Unfortunately, it's run in my family.
mhm,
But fortunately, I have not had an issue with it yet. I thought I did. I went to the hospital once thinking I had gout, and it
mhm,
turned out they took X-rays. They said there is no way it's gout. They didn't know
mhm,
what it was, terrible pain in my ankles, even when I couldn't feel anything. But they said we did X-rays. There's no way it's gout. We don't know what it is, but it's not gout.
Yeah, I tell you what. If you have gout, yeah, you know you have gout.
Understand this, Fluger. I was feeling
Hi, Fluger.
severe pain, and I can barely feel my ankles at all on any given day. People can touch my ankle, and I don't know they're touching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that it wasn't as severe a pain as my dad described,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact that I was getting any pain signal receptors through mostly dead nerves was incredible in and of itself.
The thing is, yeah. Sorry, go.
No, go for it.
I just don't know if I trust them that it wasn't gout, because to me, it was the only thing that explains what I had.
The blood tests should show it like immediately.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah,
show it.
an X-ray won't show you gout.
Only the results of it. Only the results of it when you have
blood-
already the sediments.
Right. Yeah.
there,
After
but that's-
amount of time, it'll show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the blood test too. It wasn't.
And son of a Richard says, "Gout runs in your family. What are you descent from French kings?" No, it's literally when you eat too much smoked meat and beef. This is where it comes from, especially because they have like the increased levels of whatever it is called. I don't know.
Uric acid.
Uric acid, yeah, exactly that one. And so that's why you can get deposits of the uric acid in the joints, and that is the thing that causes pain. I know because I was diagnosed with it when I was 15.
Oh wow!
And they did some tests, and they said, okay, change your diet and everything. You know what? A year later, nothing. Everything gone. Okay, I eat beef very little, but just because of this one fact. But yeah, I'm trying to avoid it. And son of a Richard here says, as long it is not spelled whole arthritis. HOLE.
I don't understand what Aberjam is saying. He says he never had a goat, but I was chased by one once. So does he mean he never
a
ate?
Translation issue.
He never ate goat, or he never
gout. He's trying to.
He's saying goat.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't be chased by gout.
Oh, okay.
But you definitely can be chased by a goat.
Yes.
And goat. Have you ever seen up close and goat eye?
I had a goat eat my ice cream cone once as a kid. Bastard.
And do you remember
Damn
their
right
eyes?
They are.
Goat tastes just like pork. So, just to let you know.
I would never know because I'm not going to eat goat.
Goat meat is actually
because I don't want to goat anything. Goat milk.
It's actually really good.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to have goat milk. It's basically evil incarnated in a glass or something. It's just horrible. It smells bad. It tastes bad. I don't know. But goat cheese is a completely different
goat
story.
Cheese either. That's what I meant. Goat cheese. I mean, God forbid I would ever drink goat milk with goat cheese.
Goat milk is horrible. I tried it like
so then
twice.
How is goat cheese if the milk is bad?
You don't. I don't know, but goat cheese and there are either a natural variant or a salty one, and I like the natural goat cheese. By the way, you can make what is it called? Oh shoot, how is it called? Shoot.
Shoot.
The cheese that the cheese that is sold basically in
Mozzarella,
not mozzarella,
cheddar,
cottage cheese. Cottage cheese.
Cottage
Sorry.
cottage
yes.
cheese. Oh god damn, Joseph.
What?
Who the hell wants cottage cheese?
I love cottage cheese.
What's wrong with cottage cheese, Bird?
I don't know. It looks like cottage cheese.
Yes, and it
looks
tastes
like-
like cottage cheese.
It
Oh,
looks like curds
See,
and
now,
whey.
just now,
Yes.
I put on my Ox Pulse Ox, and it was 90, but it is now 98 after a few seconds.
I can't eat cottage cheese either, Bird. It just, I don't know, it just turns my stomach.
Really, I literally buy like the bigger. How do you call those? Those buckets.
Tubs
Right.
of cottage cheese.
Yeah, and I buy always bigger ones, and I eat it like just with a spoon.
Honestly, it's not the
I
worst.
know, vomit.
It's not the worst tasting food, but it just, I don't know, it looks wrong.
Jam,
It looks bad.
Jam, that's wrong. That's so wrong, albino. Albino vomit.
That's funny as shit,
Oh.
man.
And yes, son of a red shirt, that too.
Yes, that's what I was looking at. Mm.
Oh,
Well, part of it also depends on the fat content of the cottage cheese, because low fat
sorry, I'm
cottage
reading.
cheese is disgusting.
I know I
Son of
jumped
a
up.
red shirt comment.
I know I just jumped up a minute ago, but I need 2 minutes to run off for a sec.
Go for it.
Go for
There
it.
was this
Yeah.
girl in college, and I mean, I hated, I didn't call her it, but amongst the guys, other people would call her that, and it's not like, the problem was she must have known, but she would always wear these super short shorts, making it clearly obvious what the hell was going on back there. And like, why?
And do you know why men don't have cellulitis?
Why men don't have what? Oh, so cellulitis? Why?
Cellulitis, yeah, because it's ugly. Sorry. But not sorry. I had to go there.
You are so bad, Joseph. You're a bad influence. Bad influence.
Thank you, Itza. At least someone loved a little bit. Yeah. There is a I'm typing it in the chat. Do you know the word? This one.
Did everything get quiet for a second?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that word.
No, it's an abbreviation, and you can see it. You can see it basically. It means middle-aged men in lycra.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, cyclists. Usually look like a mammal.
Oh yes. Oh my. Yeah, I've seen a few.
Yeah.
Not pretty.
No,
And,
it's not.
Yes, I agree, Aberjam. Yeah. Actually, I would say most people should not be wearing lycra.
Yeah, there definitely should be something like a weight restriction.
It's like, okay, this thing comes in extra small, small, and medium. If your ass doesn't fit in it, you can't wear it.
It's 47 Yorktown. Welcome, by the way. Asks why.
Is this like spandex or something?
Yes, lycra, basically spandex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just stretchy material. Yeah, basically yoga. You can have yoga pants made out of it, and yeah,
It can get really
it's a material that leaves no space for imagination.
correct. And trust me, there's I'm not going there.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is that there is a mammal that you can see their toes.
Yeah, everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it all started so nice with a dream about the moon.
I know. We started so nicely, and yeah.
It's your fault you sent me the link.
Well, yeah.
Uh, Too early to Google hot women in lycra. It's never too early for that one.
No.
What
But
is it? Give me a second here. A reminder popped up. What is it? A reminder? Okay, about the cancelled meeting. A reminder about the cancelled meeting, which is great in 15 minutes. Okay.
well, that's good. You're being reminded you don't have a meeting in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's great notification. And son of a wretched, Un voyage de la lune. Oh yeah, that was the silent movie, the sci-fi movie where they shot the rocket to the moon. Yeah, I remember that one.
Okay,
Oh.
I've never seen it honestly.
No, it's a short movie. It's one of those early silent movies. It was even colorized, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm one of those I hate colorized movies.
Yeah, if a movie was shot in black and white, it should stay like this.
Agreed.
And yes, Son of a Richard confirms the world's first science fiction movie. Yeah. By the way, if you googled it, the pictures that come up with it, you would immediately know what he's talking about because it's very famous. It's the clips from the movie were used very often, basically all over the place. Yeah, so it's one of those things. Oh man, I want to take a nap, but I can't. It's too early.
Why?
I have I have work to do. I'm now on a live stream, procrastinating basically. In 1 hour, I have a call that I need to attend to tell them no, we don't have a solution for something that they are asking for. Which is always the worst thing to say to somebody that I don't have a solution because they then ask me for alternatives. Well, I was already working on that yesterday, so I have it prepared, so no problem there. And yeah,
Well, you could. Well, I don't know. Do like Bird and just mute and set an alarm for an hour from now, and then go to your meeting.
I'm grumpy when I wake up. Extremely grumpy. And then I do go for grocery shopping because.
And I didn't even notice what Aberjam said. Sorry. Take a nap, Joseph. Being on a live stream. Never stop bird.
Okay. Never stopped bird. Yeah. Bird even doesn't bother to mute. Oh,
Because I said mute, and
Bird is probably muted on his microphone. So
right.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, you're with us. I thought so.
No, we're talking about other times that you've fallen asleep, like during I don't know, Cinema Saturday.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, those are better, but there was also there were also one or two occasions where Bert fell asleep while he was talking.
Yeah, there was some bed life sleeps.
Bed lives
Early on. Bed
what was
life.
it? You know what? It was even one relatively recent when you said something about something equals a number, and I don't remember what it was. But
I certainly don't remember.
Yeah. No, but those are literally the situations. You know what? I know it very well, especially when somebody invites me to a conference call, usually something like a business review or something, and they are talking and talking and talking, and I can tell you that my English is very understandable, and you understand what I'm saying most of the time. But when you are on call with people, usually like from Italy, France, some African countries with very bad accents, and they are talking very monotone because they are trying to express themselves as best as they can, and they are monotone and talking, and you are losing the train of thoughts, and they are talking and talking, and you have no idea why, but you are slowly falling asleep, and they then come and ask you a question. The only thing that you can do is, sorry, my connection was bad, can you please repeat the question?
They know what you mean. That means that you weren't paying attention to them. And they're going to switch to the competition.
It's usually my colleagues from the company, so if they switch to competition, they would get fired, not me. And son of a red shirt, Joseph, I'm sorry, would you mind saying that again? I couldn't understand. Just rewind the stream and try. What are you talking about? We from Africa, no good English. Yeah, this is actually one of those better accents. Especially North Africa is complicated because those were mostly French colonies. So French is like official language there. So yeah, they have very strong accent there. Obviously, when you go to South Africa, it's just perfect English. No problems there. Sometimes they have weird words. They are using weird words, but it's completely fine. I'm using weird words as well. Yeah.
Do you have an example?
I'm trying to think about something, but nothing comes to mind. Okay. But what was funny? Everybody was like when I was growing up as a child, everybody was making fun that about I don't know what jokes about Limpopo. And because it sounds funny, Limpopo, yeah. And I didn't even know until I got that it was something real until somewhere like a year ago when I got an tender documentation or where it was some public office from Limpopo, and I was like, that's a real thing. Where is it?
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
Where is Limpopo? Yeah, it's
What the
a
fuck is
region in South
Limpopo?
Africa. A region in South Africa.
You expect Americans to know a region in South Africa?
And did you say South Africans speak perfect English? I'm not saying that they speak perfect. They speak good English. At least those people that I'm in touch with. Very little accent.
And how long have you been in touch with apartheid South Africa?
You know what? It's actually going into the other extreme there.
That's what I'm telling you. It's still what it's called, regardless of which extreme it is.
Yeah, it's going into the other extreme there. It's not a completely peaceful country.
Oh, really? Well, that much I did know.
Son of a Richard.
Excuse me, old man.
Done a lot of European countries use the word popo as a euphemism for buttocks. I know over here we use popo as slangs for cops. Popo comes actually from German. Yeah, and they are using it as a euphemism for the butt, basically. Yeah.
Right. Right. Oh.
Evergem, I'm not going to even read that one.
Bad.
Yeah. So there's one of the other jokes that I like. I think I told it already. That doctor, my butt hurts, especially at the entrance. And the doctor looks at the guy and says, "As long as you are going to call it the entrance, it will hurt. It will still hurt." Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not.
Nice reaction, Cap.
Let's see here. That's yeah. Wasn't something I was expecting to yeah. And of course, right before he said that, Live with the Love Shack comes in the back room. So yeah.
Oh gosh.
And it says in Dutch, Poppern is taking a poop, and in Flemish is copulating. Yeah. And Evergem, did you guys hear that Congress finished their opening prayer with Amen and a woman? Yeah, it was a discussion on Bird Stream yesterday. I was like, it's so funny.
It's also on Life with Matthew stream.
Was it discussed? I wasn't on that
It
stream.
was on like everybody's
stream. Yeah.
Let me put some perspective on it. This was a man who I knew personally. I've met him several times. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. I honestly don't. I don't know if he had a stroke or what, but good God. That is not the person I met.
And that said, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hail Kuroga.
Hail Kuroga.
Hail and Kuroga.
Oh, come on, show the man some respect. You know how hard it is to keep a peaceful empire?
Peaceful empire.
Yeah.
Kuroga.
Last time I checked, the only place on earth that was peaceful was Liechtenstein, the smallest former province of the Holy Roman Empire. I don't know
Okay.
if they belong or not to Austro-Hungary.
What was the question?
Because I believe the question was, wait a minute, Koroga is a peaceful empire? Really? Yeah, by Klingon standards, Koroga was a peaceful empire.
Every empire is peaceful once they conquer what they want to conquer.
Yeah, but some fail along the way. That's a shame.
Yeah.
The only empire able to take off, fly, and successfully landing so far was the British Empire. It was able to end without crash.
And we do know that the Korogan Air motto is, yeah.
Look, if you can get out of the plane alive, it was a good flight. Come on.
That's basically the motto.
What did you expect it from a war zone, from a peaceful war zone? If it was not peaceful, you should be dead.
Aberjam. So what was on Life with Matthew last night?
I don't know. I only got about 3 minutes in before you went live and was talking about the a man, a woman thing.
A man and a woman? Interesting.
That is the dumbest thing I've heard.
And especially it is ignoring all the other 73 genders.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as other 23 genders.
73 I'm talking about.
Doesn't matter the number. There are only two genders.
I know people who would disagree with you. Honestly, I don't care how many there are.
There are only two.
I will state that my belief is based on the one of the famous lines in Kindergarten Cop.
Oh yes.
That
Boys
would
have a
be
penis, boys have a penis, girls have a vagina. That one, right?
exactly.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
And if you are undecided, never forget, there are assholes everywhere.
It's not a tumor.
It's
Yep.
not a tuna.
Oh, thanks God for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Go ahead, Bird. Do your own impersonation.
Well, he probably has an Aussie Terminator impression.
Arnold from Australia.
Yes.
No.
It's so confusing, Austria and Australia, I know.
Yeah.
That took me a second to get that one. Then I'm like, oh wait, you're so stupid.
Well, it was a successful spin-off from Austria.
Yeah, can you believe Britain put their prisoners on Australia?
Yeah, it was the furthest and largest prison in the world.
It's like, oh no, I have to go to Australia. This is horrible. Yeah, that'd be a punishment.
Oh yeah.
Well, only for all the venomous things that go around on Australia, the most venomous country in the world.
Yeah, but you can always bite back.
If you have the chance to do that
Is that
before you
personal?
die.
Right. That was kind of the thing, is you just go ahead and turn around and go chomp.
At the time, the most dangerous things that would come into the UK were the French and the Irish. So, having to deal with
That's a
spiders
little.
and snakes and crocs. It's a little easier, maybe.
I remember there was a TV show it was somewhere in the 80s, and it was about exactly about the prisoners that were shipped from England to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
And I know that it was a romantic like TV show and about a girl who was there, and her only dream was to come back to England, and then she married a local guy after her prison sentence was done.
See, did they send women to prison, or they just sent women for the prisoners?
To the prison as well, obviously.
Yeah.
So
They were an equal opportunity prison.
it seems like if I was going to start a faraway prison, I'd put, men on one island and women on a different island.
Are you insane? Do you want to start a revolt?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Really?
If I'm actually punishing the prisoners, as opposed to just throwing women to wolves, I'd put them on a different island. Because it seems to me like if I put male and female prisoners together, I come back in 20 years, there's going to be more prisoners there than when I left.
Bird, that's not punishment, that's sadism. Come on, give the guys a chance. Give the girls
But you don't have the
They
chance
had
in a
their
normal
chance,
prison.
then they went to prison.
But you don't have a
But this
chance in a normal
Australia.
prison.
You send them to Australia. There's punishment enough. Come on. Let the people start families and maybe establish a colony.
No, that's the whole point. I don't want a colony. If you're a prison, you're going to be a prison, not a colony.
That's exactly basically what
don't
happened,
go
right?
to Alcatraz and say, okay, we'll be back in 50 years to see how you guys are doing. Maybe we'll admit you as a state.
Alcatraz was too small and too nearby the continents. Australia is far, far away from England. That's the point. Build the prison, next establish a colony. Let nature follow his curse. Let nature follow its curse.
And according to Bird, anyone born of a prisoner is a prisoner, which would explain the Korogan mind.
But they can't be released.
Get birthright non-prisonership.
They can't be released when they reach 18 years old. Come on.
No, once they reach 18, that's when they're most likely to be able to become criminals.
Isn't it actually how Australia came to be as a country by what? Are you on the phone? Okay. That basically from the prisoners they became colonists, and from the colonists they became the citizens of Australia.
So they want us to believe.
All right. Now we're going to get a history lesson according to Bird Bray 5. So, Bird, according to your history, what happened?
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I don't have the answers. I'm just asking questions. The questions no one else wants to ask.
Son of a Richard, I really wish you were around during Britain's heyday, so you could teach them something about how to build an empire.
Yeah, I would have taught them right.
Abergem, that Home Stallone clip is actually hilarious. Yeah,
First
I know
thing
that one.
is once you have them, never let them go. Not until they can beat you in a war.
Give me a
Then
second.
I'll have it.
I was told food is downstairs. I'll be right back.
Food time.
Tell me how Yosef is any different than a pet who's like, oh, it's food time, and runs to get their bowl of food. And
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Mama Patrick doesn't feed him in a bowl.
I don't know. I've never asked.
Well, we could.
We could.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Sorry, but I have to go. I have an urgent call, and
You
at
take
work.
care of that.
I see you guys later. Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Later.
Take care, Love Shack.
I wonder what Yosef will be getting to eat. And Mando Merc, greetings.
Oh, Mando's here. Hi, Mando.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see here. What would be a good how do I say this? What would be a good lesson for any empire to know, Bird?
Once you have their money, you never give it back. Basically, the rules of acquisition, just edited to fit empires.
Lord. So have you purchased a copy of the rules of acquisition?
No, they're online. Don't spend money for something you don't need to spend money on. That could be a rule right there if it isn't.
Okay. I've only made it through episode 7 of Cobra Kai, 3rd season.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the deal with these people who don't understand what a swirly is? And they don't understand what drinking the Kool-Aid is?
Because it's different generations of people.
No, but these people are not. These people are like our generation. We know what this shit means.
Okay, the woman who didn't know what a swirly was, I totally believable that she has no effing idea. She's totally out of touch.
She might just be out of touch.
And then who didn't know the
I can't
Kool-Aid?
remember.
That
I can't
was
remember who
Russo or Johnny Lawrence
No, it
or
was
Miguel.
somebody else. No, it was somebody middle-aged. Didn't know what drinking the Kool-Aid
I'll be
was.
honest. The drinking the Kool-Aid one, that one did strike me as a little a little weird. I was like,
Kind of
that
struck
doesn't
me
make sense.
cross-eyed. I was like,
That one I thought was a little bit hard to believe, but the swirly I said, okay, that I could believe, because she clearly didn't know anything about anything.
well, and I hope I'm not spoiling things for people who want to watch the show and haven't yet, but that just fucking blows me away. It's like,
Okay, but what
common
about the
references.
rest of the 7 episodes you've watched? Is that
Oh,
the thing remember the most is a possible joke that didn't land about Swirly?
oh yeah, yeah. That I don't know why that hits me so hard. I guess it's because it's like, really, I mean, she's like my age. She's Captain Trek's age. You know, she's right here. It's like, come on now. Swirlies were like the talked about all the time in high school.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just one of those picky things.
I know that woman was older, but I also got the impression that she may have been younger than me.
Well, yeah, you don't really know how old she is.
The way she was talking made me think she may have been younger than me, and clearly not
Hey, Piano
getting
Dean.
it.
Hey, Piano Dean, what's going on?
There's a link
Yep.
right there, Piano Dean. You can
Yep,
jump up and
Piano
give us some
Dean.
hell. Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you, Bird. She was kind of inept, and then the end of the scene was just like, oh, it was just cringeworthy. It was probably the worst scene of of all the seasons. Oh yeah, maybe we should do a slow clap. You know, it's like, what? The kids come up and do like 3 lines, and then
I didn't think that was particularly bad.
oh, it was
I
horrible.
didn't think it was particularly good, but
It was cringeworthy. That's why I for the standards of the show, it was cringeworthy. For where I hold this show at, if it was Discovery, it would be like it'd be like a 10 out of 10. But for Cobra Kai, it was like a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. I can understand having a different standards for
let's stop talking about details. It's Captain Track hasn't seen it.
I'm not going to be able to see it, so
and
You can't get your free trial.
I've tried. It was unsuccessful, so yeah, we're just gonna say skip it for now.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
I can, Captain, I can teach you how to fly the 7 seas. Ahoy.
Yes, that would be most beneficial if I had a ship. Um, if I had a ship, I would sail the 7 seas. And yes, Panadine, you're more than welcome to come on. Same with you. Well, Gitz is always welcome. So is
Well, son of a red
Abercrombie
shirt.
and Senator Richard also. Yeah, and as well as Mando Merc. I mean, you know. So why didn't you get much sleep, Gene? I hope everything's okay, at least.
And the question is if you are working or is the club closed again? That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
That's a good question.
well, yeah, I hear a lot of these clubs are getting shut down at
Yeah.
11 or 10 or whatever.
Well, I remember last time I heard from him, they stopped selling alcohol at 11, so there's really no point in staying open beyond that, other than to close.
Usually, what you can do is basically order full bottles and drink
true.
after 11 because you cannot. They cannot sell it, but you can still drink it.
True. Of course, encouraging people to do that would technically probably not be legal, but allowing it's different.
I don't know, somewhere online yesterday I was reading or hearing the UN wants to, because this COVID lockdown thing has helped the environment so much. People aren't driving.
Mm-hmm.
They want to start doing, not COVID lockdowns, but environmental lockdowns.
Oh man.
Oh, it's just kind of crazy because it's like, what? you know, if we're not gonna, we're gonna lose our freedom for this disease that's kind of blown out of proportion. Oh yeah, we're gonna lock you down because we think the environment needs it really bad.
It's just sick.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you're right. It is kind of sick. But like LA hasn't had smog in like 9 months.
Yeah, but people are losing their their living wage, and are abandoning California, I think, as well. I heard something like that. So there will be clear skies in California and
Yeah, more poop on the streets.
air pollution in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are we talking about blue skies? Sorry, I had to.
Smiling at me.
Hmm. Yes, blue skies.
Sorry, I just had to. I'm weird, I know.
Well, that's okay.
Well, yeah, I would say there are people that aren't as affected by it because of their, uh, you know, how they normally live. But here's the interesting part to me. People are getting stimulus checks, which would be wonderful if they weren't actually, spending it on Amazon or other online sites. It would be nice if, to be stimulating the local economy. But what's the point?
I'm sorry, I have no idea how it works there. Everything. And I'm just fixing an email here.
Ah, that works.
Sorry.
No problem. You have work to do. We understand that.
Unfortunately, yes.
So what's going on, Flugger? Excuse me.
Oh,
Mr. Blow.
not too much. I got out of bed. I was really tired, and I was like, "Oh, I better go see what Cap Trek is up to." And I came in here, and all I can do is giggle. So, but you're so true. It's like they get an extra $600, and they're like, "Oh, ho, 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 I'm gonna buy these fuzzy mittens and this nice, pretty rabbit hat," and it's like, yeah, good idea.
Well, okay, let's. Okay, it's winter. I can understand the need to get some things that are winter. But wouldn't it be better if we were going to actually use a stimulus check to stimulate the economy? That it would be spent in local businesses, not on Amazon or other online sites.
That's kind of what I mean, because we have not even a long walk away from my place is the seamstress house, and she would make all that stuff for you.
Mm-hmm.
Might cost you $5 more, but sure.
I would much rather pay the extra $5 personally. And hello, son of a red shirt.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Oh,
Mr. Roboto.
Yeah.
hey, Mr. Roboto.
Oh, not good.
No,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Can almost make you out between the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are going through pretty choppy. Let me
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
I'll be back in a sec.
Ooh, okay. Wow. Sorry, had to take him out. That just
Was that
Wasn't-
too much for you?
wasn't gonna work. I was having problems. I'm trying to think, listen, understand. It's like, what? Okay. Hopefully, he'll be able to come back on. It's actually nice having him on in the morning, or morning for me, I should say. Because I know it's afternoon for Joseph. But
Can I say something to Yitza?
of course.
Yitza, I love that video you did of doing Katie's avatar.
The avatar video that was fantastic, right?
I love that. I would give that like 15,000 likes if I could. That was good.
I don't suppose you have that link available to put in the chat.
Well, I'm sure Yitza does. I can probably find it. It'll be in my history here.
I got it.
Cool.
Oh yeah, Bird, you mentioned it earlier in Bed Life or something, didn't you?
Yes, because I
did.
posted it.
There we go. And we have Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Hello.
Good morning, Nina.
Good morning, Nina.
Good morning.
For some reason, Nina's roboting now.
Well, I think she's in the bottom of an aquarium. Yeah, well, it happens on you're on a pad, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So need to find you a headset.
Yeah. I'm on a pad. So how is everyone?
Actually,
Anyone?
doing good on my side and
Good.
just working here and checking stuff. And yeah, people are annoying. They want me to work for my money.
Oh, imagine that.
Well, now, let me see. That's what I used to do. I worked for my money. Of course, I enjoyed my job. It was fun.
Do you have, Joseph, you have voodoo dolls that you grab and strangle when these guys are pissing you off
Yeah.
in a conference call?
I have voodoo dolls made out of how is it called, the corn leaves? You know, when you have
Oh,
corn and
yeah, the
the
husk.
leaves.
yeah.
Yeah. And I just burn them.
You son of a bitch, lit you on fire.
I put some thought into it. Please give me some credit.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Wow. I'm watching this video. I have to say, it's incredible how.
Oh, you didn't see it before, Trek?
No.
Oh,
I'm-
wow. Cool.
So yes, I'm watching a video while doing a live stream.
It's happened before.
No, but it's worth it.
Oh, yeah, that That video was really cool.
What video are you watching?
It's Katie being animated by Yitza.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm amazed at how well he is. Well, that just looks amazing.
Well, he just captures her look, just like, oh, it's like, oh, yeah, that's her. I hope she likes it. I hope she.
Oh, I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will.
Yeah, and then I love when he puts the TARDIS in or the starship. That's cool.
Oh yeah. I love his work, by the way.
Yeah, he's only done a few things for you, right?
And you know what? What I enjoyed was how he was the tornado. How he was
Yeah.
I'm watching
creating
that right
it
now.
like, yeah, it's like it looked basically perfect when it was just like pencil sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he colors it in and goes poof, and it's like,
And
oh,
poof,
son of a
and
bitch.
poof, and poof, and another layer, and another layer, and another layer, and then
Yep.
like, wow.
Yeah, just a pencil drawing. It's like, what the? Then everything just.
Yeah, and the colors. He puts all the colors in for the scarf and does all that shading.
And I've got somebody backstage. Let's see here. Who is there? Son of Red Shirt is back. Let's see if this works. Hello.
So Anita says Eliu is the next one. Though he doesn't want to send me more than one fact, so I'm just gonna invent some. You know what? Make him look horrible, since he doesn't want to give you facts of his life.
I'd have him on a stool milking a cow.
And
Hey, with a holly.
92. Good morning.
Say hi to your friends from us.
Wow.
Because, as the old Irish proverb says, strangers are friends you haven't met yet, right? I learned it from Star Trek Voyager, so sorry.
Why?
It was in the episode Fairhaven, if you remember that one.
Oh, I remember that one. Couldn't remember the name of that one, but yes, I What about you, Flugerville?
Shut up.
I'll let them. I will tell them America says hi. I'm from Europe.
She lives in Maine. That's why she knew it. God damn it.
I'm just amazed at his work.
It's so funny. It is so funny how many times Cap tracked me and Jeffrey and Jeff, we land on the same stream and we sit in here and gab and gab and gab.
Oh yeah.
And Jeter, no worries, no worries. It's completely okay. I know my accent sounds completely Texan.
You do sound a little Texan.
I don't.
Eastern Texan.
Yeah, borderline Ukraine, right?
Yep.
Unfortunately, Ukraine is a few hundred miles away from me.
Hi Getter 92.
What's going on today? I am just
Son of a Redshirt doesn't have much of a voice.
I don't know what's going on today. Maybe StreamYard's not or his mic's not working. I don't know.
And Jeter says, I'm in Sweden, so I'm in Europe too. Yay, Sweden. Slovakia. Countries that start with an S. That's probably everything we have in common.
Oh, he dropped out again. He was probably talking to us and
I'm sure.
didn't realize we couldn't hear him. Well, my ancestors came from Europe, so we have that in common. Well, kind of Europe. I'm about 95% German. Not German. Norwegian. Rest of us is confused.
Well, let's see what happens now. We should just okay. Here we go. Now it's muted.
And son of a Richard is back, is he?
All right, Senator Redshirt, what's going on? Not hearing you. So if you're talking, have no idea.
Well, it's quiet time.
It's so quiet. And he says, hey guys, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. StreamYard told me I should restart my device. Maybe I'll try that. Okay.
Probably a good idea.
Yep.
So.
Ow. Oh, let's go with it. Let me change that.
So it's totally Tuesday today, huh?
Yeah, I can hardly wait until the 6th.
Why is that?
We get to see if Trump is still our president.
Well, don't hold your breath.
Today's the 5th.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She said tomorrow.
Today-
So-
okay.
Yeah, I did
Okay,
say
no,
the
today we
6th.
get to see the Senate.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's happening right now in the Senate? This is something that somehow got lost on me. You are voting like for 2 senators right now, or
The runoff election in Georgia is today, so there's 2 seats up for grabs. If one
both
of them
from
goes
Georgia,
Republican,
right?
yeah. If one of which is very rare because states are not supposed to have two senators up for election at the same time, but one of the senators, I don't know, died or resigned, so they had to have a special election. So if the Republicans win one of the two, they keep control of the Senate and would be able to prevent a Biden administration from packing the Supreme Court and passing anything super crazy. If the Democrats take both, they can do anything they want.
Well, let's hope that actually doesn't happen.
Yeah, really.
Well, since they already figured a way to win Georgia once, nothing really changed. I don't know. It seems ridiculous that they won't do it again.
Yeah. It's gonna, yeah. And I know that there are people that are dissatisfied with the results of the election, but I really wish people would stop talking about stuff because it's like, sorry, Biden won by the Electoral College. I'm not talking about popular vote. The Electoral College has submitted their votes.
Well, he won. He won by both. That's not a problem.
Well, there's some that are claiming that the popular.
It depends what your definition of won is.
He was
having the most votes. That would be my definition.
Well, it would depend on votes then. Tabulated or actually cast would be the difference.
Does remind me of a funny joke that I've heard.
Yes.
I was talking to my parents, and I got so furious when I found out they both voted for Trump. I said, I'm never going to visit their graves again. Now that would be a 2016. Better in 2000. I guess Biden
right.
Better.
Well, they cannot say that Biden wins until the 6th.
Well, actually, they can't because the Electoral College has already submitted their vote. Therefore, unless there is an override of the Electoral
vote hasn't
College,
been counted yet. Nobody knows what those votes technically are yet.
Well,
whose votes, Bird?
The Electoral College votes gets counted tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
They submitted their votes, but like most votes, they're not public until tomorrow. Now, I will grant you the 99.99999% chance Biden won the Electoral College vote.
Right.
But we're not sure until tomorrow.
Correct. It's not official until tomorrow. In which case, I hope then people will shut up because I'm getting tired of hearing it. Because it tends to be, and this is not directed at anybody, but I've listened to streams, and there have been people who have been whining, and I mean literally whining. It's like, oh my God! And thankfully, none of the people on this stream have done that. But I've gone on other streams. It's like, oh my God! Find another topic to talk about. Any other topic to talk about. Let's see here. Who is backstage? We're going to try Senator Redshirt again. Good morning. Or good day.
Morning. Nick, can't hear me. Now I'm just messing with you guys. How's everything?
Yeah, it was so obvious that you're messing with us right now.
Yeah, I'm not really the master of manipulation that I make myself out to be. I do have a certain bullshit Irish charm that works in my favor, however.
Of course.
So I've been listening in while I've been doing some stuff around the place. You guys are busy talking. Hello to Nina. I don't think I've ever met you before.
Mo.
Do you
I
know
wouldn't.
you know Jedi Bill?
Jedi Bill?
Yeah, do you know him?
No.
Oh, okay.
And you don't know me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Jedi Bill is her what, roommate? Is that what
Yeah,
you call him?
roommate. Yeah,
Okay.
he's my
And he's on here regularly, normally?
Yeah,
Sometimes,
if you're
occasionally?
if you're an early bird, you know, at midnight, he'll have the insomniac soup on.
Oh, okay. That's pretty neat. I'm kind of new to this whole community and such, and as a result,
Oh yeah,
I recognize certain people. I've seen them on other chat sites and stuff like that, but maybe never talked to them. So,
yeah, we were telling you about pickles and everything yesterday, weren't we? Or
Pickle.
LDGs, LDG.
He's the guy that had the creative backdrop where
Yeah,
he was like,
the goofy graphics.
right, yeah. Yeah, no, we met yesterday. I spoke to him.
Did you? Cool.
So as I was listening before I came on, and sorry for all the technical difficulties. I tell you the truth,
no
I'm kind of at a weird point. I don't have an actual computer. What I do have are two old Samsung tablets and an old Samsung phone, and it's curious. The oldest piece of technology I have works the best with this StreamYard thing.
Of course.
Even if I don't have a good internet signal, it still allows me to talk to you. The one hitch is I don't have headphones or anything, or a microphone or anything like that. So you're not hearing. I sound like Barry White normally. I have a very lovely voice. No, I'm kidding. But the earbuds I got, for some reason, don't work with this. So I got to listen to you guys off the speaker and such. And I'm not quite sure if you're hearing me truly or not.
There is kind of a what would you call it? Aquarium sound to it.
Right.
But it's not terrible.
Oh no, it's not.
No.
I've heard
As long as I can
worse. I've heard much worse. So yeah.
Too grating on the nerves. As I was making my coffee and stuff, and that's part of the reason it took me so long to come back, because I didn't want you to have to put up the sound of making coffee where I sit to be able to speak on this. It's right beside the damn coffee machine, and it makes a heck of a noise. But I can't do this without coffee. And that is be sociable and humane to my fellow man. So, I heard you guys were talking about COVID, and down, most of you folks are from the States, I assume, correct?
Yes.
I would say, 4 out of 6.
Joseph, I don't believe is.
No,
No.
he is not.
No.
He's European.
Right.
Central Europe, actually, yeah.
Essentially, pardon?
Central Europe, Central or Eastern Europe, whatever you want to call it.
He's Slovakian.
Slovakian. Oh, it's pretty cool, no doubt. I can't say I've ever made it out that far. I lived in England for a little while, but I'm not the most well-traveled guy out there.
Yes.
I'm not following the chat. What did he just say?
Go ahead and read it to Joseph.
Them Eastern blockers and their East stuff.
Oh shit! You're making me giggle. I wanted to get in here, giggle a little bit and leave, but now I can't.
I'm sure you can. Don't give up on that. That's a good mission to have, especially for a Tuesday morning.
So what part? You're in Canada, right? Because you have this Canadian accent that's just crazy.
A crazy Canadian accent, really. I don't hear it, but I'll take your word.
Yeah, no. Nobody else hears it? No. Okay. I'm deaf.
No, you've got a very talented ear. I just happen to be from southern Canada. I'm
What?
making it up with that, but
Toronto?
I'm from Toronto. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, born and
Yeah,
raised.
I live north of you.
Really?
I live in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, that's way north. It's amazing. You and Buffalo somehow managed to get all the shit weather that should come our way. Pardon my French, but I mean, it's amazing the way growing up, the way I did. It's odd when we in Toronto feel really bad for you guys. And there was a stretch like in the 70s and 80s where every winter we were sending a fleet of our snowplows and stuff to go and just help out to take the pressure off your inner city guys or whatever. I remember that because you guys always got the worst weather.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like up just 16, 17 miles north of here, there's a town called Fergus Falls. Well, when it snows, they don't plow the streets. They leave it till everybody drives on it and turns it into like this pack ice.
Mm-hmm.
And they go along then afterwards and they scrape it up. They'll chew that off and drop it into a truck and then drive that off because it's so much, less volume.
Right.
So
Yeah, I kind of get that. It sounds like accidents waiting to happen.
oh, absolutely it is.
Toronto's got a few steep parts to it. Not quite San Francisco, but that idea. There's the way the ice carved out where we are 100,000 years ago. It left kind of ridges going up. So if you're in the north end of the city, you're 200 odd meters higher than you. Well, not 200. I forget what it is, but you're higher than what the lake is, just a half a mile away. And there are a few hills in there where every year it becomes almost a sport. You just wait there. People attempt the hill on some icy night, and they get 2/3 of the way up. So you see some elderly couple in an old Eldorado Cadillac slowly spin backwards down the hill. It's pretty rough. But, it could be worse. So you hands down win for shitty weather. I'm not sure what it's like in Slovakia. As a matter of fact, I'm old enough to remember it as Czechoslovakia.
I'm old enough as well. It was only like 30 years ago since the country split. So,
What's that beer that you guys make? Czech War, right?
Budvar is one of those very well known Czech beers, and one of those brands that the America basically destroyed was Pilsner.
Sure.
Yeah, well, but the original Czech Pilsner is considered one of the best beers ever.
Now, how did we ruin it? Which we ruin everything.
I just think
fucking Pitbull to ride a surfboard in, screaming. No, you put lime in it or something.
Adjusting the name and changing the recipe.
Yeah, that. Well, let's put it this way: that it's the same with chocolate. Chocolate from America is, well, how do I say this? Garbage
Lame.
compared to what the rest of the world eats.
The American folk and certain Canadian companies are guilty with this too. Although I do think to a lesser extent, possibly because a lot of our candy is British in origin, but I think it's the higher cacao content
Yes, it is.
that really messes up what you guys have. Have you ever had something like, and this is open to anybody in the chat because nobody else here is from Canada, but have you guys ever had Smarties, for example?
Oh yeah, we got that all over the place.
Okay,
I think our
well,
Smarties are different than their Smarties.
Right.
I've heard this before.
Yes.
yeah, Smarties. What we
Go ahead.
Smarties up here, you got Rockets, right? Those little hard chocolate candies that come wrapped up maybe 10 or 20 in a roll. They're different colors.
Right.
Yep.
Made out of the same thing a candy necklace is made out of, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have something like that called Smarties, don't you?
Yes, that's our Smarties.
Right. Well, for us, Smarties are like chocolate M&Ms, but a little bigger.
Right.
And the candy to chocolate ratio is different. There's more chocolate in them.
Correct.
Yeah. But try those, and you'd think, well, it's basically the exact same idea, so they should taste similar, even if one is a little smaller. They don't. They're completely night and day different because the chocolate's so different.
And one thing I mentioned 1.5 hour ago that I have a call, and it's like less than 60 seconds before that call, so I need to drop off.
Yes,
Thank
you
you
do.
very much, Captain.
You are quite welcome,
Everybody
and you're
in.
welcome back if you're able to.
Yeah, if
after the call.
I'm able to, yeah, definitely, I will.
Take care,
Well, yeah,
Joseph.
you have a good one, Joseph.
Take care,
Bye,
gentlemen,
Joseph.
and Nina. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
He's a very pleasant chap.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, he's easy to get along with, that one.
Yes.
Not like one of those disagreeable Slovakians that you hear about. No. Excuse me. So, oh, excuse me 1 second.
All right, no problem.
I need some coffee, but I got a cat in my lap.
Ah, where's Bill?
He's watching something on the computer.
Well, put the cat on his head. That'll keep the cat warm.
No, Tiger's a little bit heavy for me.
Okay, then tell him, Bill, get up and go get me some coffee. Because Captain Trek said
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, but Bill's a little bit heavy.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, Tiger's about, I'd say, maybe 6 pounds. Midnight, who's behind me, is 8.5 pounds.
I'm not trying to read anything. Are you talking about your cats?
Yes,
Yeah.
she has lots
Yeah.
of cats. How many
Okay.
cats do
I
you
have
have,
5
Nina?
cats.
5. Yeah,
You have
my
5
mother
cats.
does too, in the house.
So, if I may ask, Nina, you were reciting their weights to us. When they reach a certain weight, is that when they go into the oven?
No,
No, I'm
they're my babies. Never talk to my babies like that.
How many dogs? Hey, Nina, how many dogs do you have? You only have like 2 dogs, right?
One
Oh, just one. Okay.
dog, 1 turtle, 4 fish, and 5 cats.
Don't forget about one Bill.
Well, that's true. I got him too.
Yeah, but Bill's kind of worthless for everything, so it's like
Don't you have to have a license to own a dangerous animal?
Yes, you do.
So, do you have your license to own the bill?
No.
I'm sorry. Not sorry, but sorry. Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what Bill was mumbling.
Was he mumbling at us?
So, how was Bill this morning, Nina?
He's okay. Yeah.
He must have gave up on the soup fairly early because I went looking at what 3 my time. Yeah,
Well,
no soup.
yeah,
I was going to sleep and I thought I heard him say something about me, and it's like, I'm out.
But I think he did. He started early, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he starts earlier.
He started late, and the funny thing was he started at an odd time, which was like, okay,
Yeah, it was like 10:40 my time.
yeah, it's like 40, because I thought that's either 10 minutes later than he really should start on the hour or half hour, honestly, because that's what most people do. And I know he's trying to be different, but at the same time, most people are either still in the middle of a stream or, yeah. So honestly, it's better to go with the hour or half hour times, generally speaking. I'm not saying always.
Yeah.
But because otherwise you're 10 minutes into another live stream, or 20 minutes until, yeah.
Did anybody hang out in the pub last night?
No, I didn't go.
I completely.
I didn't even see anything about it until
plenty of people were there. It happened, but the people who go to the pub don't usually wake up 4 hours later to come on Captain Trek stream.
No.
All right. Yeah, we're kind of stupid that way. I stopped by. I stopped in there for like 30 seconds, and my eyes rolled back in my head, and I said, "No, fuck this." But he had an open line, so I figured they probably had a lot of people.
Well, Matthew doesn't let everybody up as soon as they come in.
Yeah.
He's very selective about keeping it to a small group. And
well, yeah, he does. I understand that. I'm one of the people he'll put up, and it's like, yeah, I'll sit in there and we're discussing things and what have you, and then I'll sit there for a while, and it's like, I don't have anything to add. You can kick me out, and then 20 minutes later, maybe he'll change me out, and it's like, no, kick my ass out. It's like shit. Yeah, he could have 10 up, but he only ever has 6. So,
which honestly, it is easier, but I'm not going to limit myself. I don't care. There have been times there have been more, sometimes less. But in fact, when was it? Yesterday, we were packed the whole time. Once we got started, it's just like I kept getting a notification. Somebody's trying to enter. Room full.
Cap Trek, if you ever need to make space, just
I know.
say, hey, Flugger, I got to make a little space. I got to bump you, especially if you only have to bump him back to the backstage, because I just like to listen to everything first.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of my thing. I don't give a flying freak.
Oh, I wish it would. And this is something I, particularly since I now am on a paid version. Excuse me, paid version of StreamYard. I wish it would. Since it will tell me that somebody is trying to enter, I wish it would say who is trying to enter.
Oh, right.
Because then I could say, oh, by the way, so and so is trying to enter, so I'm going to ask whatever person to step down and blah blah blah.
Well, right, and it's like I can't just step down. I have to jump completely out of the studio. Where I think you can probably just kick me out and kick me to the backstage. Well, I'd rather be there and hang out until somebody leaves, because people leave all the time. They're like, oh, I gotta go. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'll bring Mr. Head back, or Red Hat, back in.
No, you're actually one of the best ones to have on.
I thought I sucked the most. That's what Bird says.
Well, as Bert said, he does like to suck hard things.
Bird, like my wise old Irish grandmother used to say, if you can't say anything nice, fuck off.
So, Bird, are you here with us?
I think he's off in the land of Nod.
Maybe.
There he is.
Are you doing an open lines today, or anything?
Yeah, I should do it. Probably be doing open lines 4:30, 5 o'clock or so Eastern.
Cool.
While I play Space Engineers, assuming the server gets up, because the server's been down since last night. So I don't know if Cinnabon's got something going on or what. But otherwise, we'll do something else, but we will do an open lines. At least as of now, I expect to. Anything could happen.
Well, that's good. That's good. Nina, you gonna do a show today?
Nina needs her own channel.
She fell asleep.
Nina'd out. Or nodded out. Perhaps she's looking after her partner in crime.
Maybe she's making coffee and beating him on the head. Damn it! You didn't make the coffee, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Okay, so well, somebody asked me a question.
Go
What
ahead.
was that?
Son of a Richard, do you have any content that you make?
Do I have any content? No, I don't. I'm not a content creator, as it were. I do have a channel, and if you have any interest at all in vintage kung fu movies, random videos with girls dancing, step dancing, and shit like that, come by and visit my channel. You'll lose hours. I got hundreds of movies and stuff I've flagged there and listed as, not flagged, I mean listed as good films. The title "Sweet Sweet Kung Fu" is actually kung fu films I highly recommend. So start with that. You can't go wrong.
You should probably put your link up in the stream. I think Cap would not mind.
Tell you the truth, buddy, I can't do anything like that. My technology is really limited. I'm terrified if I do anything on this screen I'm on now, I'm going to shut myself off.
Oh,
And
okay.
it doesn't give me a. I've got a separate thing open so I can read the chats as they go.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. I will go make a search and see if I can find you.
Yeah, I don't really hide, but I don't really promote myself, and I don't really have anything to put out there. To be honest, I've been tempted to start up a little review show about movies and stuff like that because I'm quite passionate about that.
We got 12 subscribers so far.
Yeah.
So far.
Oh, yeah, it shows 12. Oh, it should show 13 here shortly.
Oh, well, cheers. I signed up to Bird of Prey 5. Another annoying thing, and I learned this talking to a friend about these chats and stuff. I can't do this, but apparently, like, people can click on the person's name and then their site and stuff will come up. That doesn't work for me. It asks if I want to report the people.
For anybody anymore.
No,
It doesn't work for anybody.
It used to.
Yeah, YouTube killed that.
Oh, did they?
There, that would be son of a Richard stream or channel right there.
Oh. Okay, thank you. That's kind. But as I say, it doesn't really attract a lot of business unless you're a fan of movies or kung fu. Samurai movies, too. I got some great samurai movies on there.
It doesn't really matter because, this community, there are a lot of things that I'm sub to. I'm not going to go watch, but I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So,
and there are people I'll subscribe to, and yeah, I may only watch a little of their content, but I talk to them more, so
right. And if you're not doing anything more than like there are guys out there we all know, big YouTubers and stuff which make like movie quality stuff to put out there. Holy cow, yeah. I can't imagine doing that off a tablet. Like, that's one of the things that puts me off of this is that I've got no way to edit anything or put anything together, YouTube gives me the option to press record, and then it's me on there and talking. I said, fuck that. No. I'll wait until I get a computer. Well, I got one. It's just stuck in storage. It's an old Mac. But oh, my God. All my stuff is so old. I'm just not a techie guy. I'm not a gamer or anything like that, so I don't really keep on top of this stuff.
And Fluger, I need to be back in just a minute. Would you mind minding the store for 2 minutes?
Oh, it'll be fine. We can handle it, I think. He's got to go to the Geologia store. Yeah, that second link I put in is is a little better. I kind of screwed the pooch on the first one.
Oh, it's nice of you to do regardless. Like I say, all that is completely beyond me. Somebody earlier, shit, I forgot his name. The English gentleman that's got an avocado with a couple of Glocks as his avatar.
Joseph.
Aberjam PK.
Oh, you Aberjam, yeah. He's funny.
Yeah. Aberjam and I just briefly talked about the, you guys have seen these deep fakes on YouTube?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And I mentioned that there was a very good one with Arnold Schwarzenegger replaced as Clint Eastwood in the original Dirty Harry movie. Quite funny, quite well done. You know, it really worked. And
Yeah.
Another excellent one I've seen, and I don't have a link. I can't. That's the frustrating thing. I can talk about these things, but I can't show them or post a picture or give you an example. That technology is beyond me. However, if you get a chance, Google Tom Cruise, George Lucas movie actors roundtable. Have you guys ever seen any of these real actors roundtables? They did them a couple of years ago. Vanity Fair sponsored them, but they were genius. Where they take you get like Jeff Goldblum, Ewan McGregor, Anthony Hopkins, what's his name, Tony Montana, whatever. You know, like a bunch of just randomly chose, but all really good actors. Daniel Day-Lewis was in on some of them, and they just sit and shoot the shit about their movie experiences. Interesting stuff if you're in the movies. But they did a deep fake one that is hilarious with Tom Cruise and George Lucas being the focal point. I think Kurt Russell is in there. And it's just hilarious. So,
Yeah, they work really hard on those deep fake videos.
So that's the terrifying thing. Brother, I don't know how much you know about this, but there are AI programs that are doing them now and making them seamless. Like, yeah, 3-4 years ago, you needed a degree in engineering to figure this out. Today, you can download apps that will help you with this thing. So, how long before you get stuff like porn movies with Katharine Hepburn and Audrey Hepburn together? You know, like I'm only half joking here. Like there's a real insidious flavor to all this. Like pretty soon you won't be able to trust what you see.
Oh, I hear you. I've seen some of them. They're completely seamless.
Another funny one, if you get the chance, is Bill Hader, because he does impersonations of people. So he's on the couch on Conan or something, and he starts doing Tom Cruise, and they just morph his face slowly into Tom Cruise. It's like, holy shit, he got beamed in or something. That's great stuff. So, Fluger, why do you call yourself Fluger, and why do I want to call you Flugermeister?
You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me asshole.
Or late for dinner.
Yeah. No, it was from college. It was this guy I interviewed. His name was Flug. He was hijacked on a plane. He was thrown out of the plane onto the tarmac. It goes on and on. I'm just, it was a run-on story. It's just crazy. I still have a guy, or an old teacher, mentor of mine. He still we both call each other Flug.
Yeah.
So it's kind of.
Oh, that's sweet. So there's a history. There's a reason behind your name. It wasn't just some randomly chosen thing to,
Well, it was just the crap I put behind it was random.
Right.
Because Fluggerville is actually a town in Texas.
Right.
Really? Huh, I didn't know that. And why does your avatar look like the logo for a failed car company?
Oh, that's a security badge from the Orville.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I gotta admit, I'm behind on the Orville. Kind of just where my life was when season 2 came up. Finally, I didn't have cable.
Here, I'll
So-
change it to what I usually like to use.
Oh, okay. You're a SG, what, a Stargate original movie or SG-1, Atlantis?
Yes.
Yeah, you like all that, eh? All that
Yeah.
was filmed in Canada. I say that with
Oh
pride.
no, really? Oh, I never knew that was filmed in Canada.
Yes, it's true. And we're so there. If you're going to be an
is that why they have all those Canadian actors on there?
Wow, Fluger. Ironic that your avatar is a giant asshole. That's not lost on me. Well done. A little on the nose, but
Yeah. It's an asshole in space. Come on now.
space butthole. One of the things I didn't get was Stargate, and I love Stargate. I've seen every single episode of every iteration, even Stargate Universe. But one thing that always kind of stuck me funny was and I understand from a production point of view why they had to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but when you look at that ring, right, the gate itself, it's completely circular. Yet on all these planets, it would be buried a third of the way in, so that they'd have a flat surface. They wouldn't have to step up and over into a narrow arch, right? But you never saw them when they came out of the thing, like, drop down 2 or 3 feet to accommodate that, because the Earth ring wasn't buried. It was sitting. They had like a ramp that went up to it, right?
Yeah.
Am I overthinking that?
Yes, you are.
And good morning, Arvik Sanders.
Oh, Ervik, hi. Yeah, they
Good morning, Aravic.
when they stepped out of the gate, there were always like a platform on the other side they stepped out of.
Yes, almost always, unless the script called for a puddle jumper or something to go through. Those gates in space were an interesting twist as well.
Yeah, the ones just hanging out in space. Huh? Hey, I'm a gate. Well, that's where I found this one. Hanging out in space.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you think of the first season, the first series in the later years when Richard Dean left and Ben Browder took over?
I didn't like it quite as much, but I still liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I like Ben Browder. I was a big fan of Farscape.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was fun. The one that gets the most shade though is SGU. And I mean, yeah,
Well,
it's a little hard to watch sometimes, but it's really pretty good.
this, again, my observation is based in what I remember too, and I was part of this voice, pissed off that they canceled Atlantis so they could bring us this. At the time, I was very frustrated with that because everybody on Atlantis said they'd do a couple more years, no problem. Everybody. Jason Momoa too. This is before his career took off.
Right.
So, yeah, they trashed it in favor of ramping up the production budget of Universe. And I believe that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths going in. So they were ready to be angry. And they didn't give the thing quite a fair shake. I think it deserved at least another season. And yeah, like you said before, some of it wasn't, I don't know if you use these words, very well written or whatever, but some of it was. They had some good ideas. And the characters you got to know reasonably quickly. I like the chick that played that nurse too. She was cute.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The blonde
Now,
girl.
having not watched it, I really can't say with any authority, but I will say there are people who like a certain well, if you're a fan of one show, you're not necessarily a fan of the other of the same franchise. Because like what was it? They had like they've had different CSI and NCIS series, and they're not the same show. I mean, I had ones I liked of each, and ones I didn't care for, and some it's just So that's really the only thing I can think of is they probably just didn't care for the whole thing. I don't know. As I said, I don't know. I've not watched. I really can't say.
Well, yeah, you can draw parallels even to Trek too, but there are some people like in the Trek fandom that are hardcore Next Generation.
Right.
The TOS is laughably old, but the Next Generation, they got it right, and you're not going to dissuade those hardcore fans for whatever reason that came into their lives at a time where it really stuck with them.
Right.
For me, I got Star Trek as a kid, but I love Star Trek. I love the concept of Star Trek, so I was always willing to give the new shows as much of a chance as possible. That wasn't always the case, to be honest. I remember with Next Gen, I was late to the party. I was angry that they weren't going to use the original cast. And I don't know, I guess you guys may be old enough to remember that at the time, it wasn't 100% locked that this was going to fly,
Right.
They even, the reason they have Riker on the show too is if the English captain didn't work out, they kill him off and replace him with a Kirk clone, which would have been Riker. He evolved to be more than that over the course of the series, but originally that was basically the idea. Having people love one series and hate another isn't unique to any genre of any media or whatever we consume or enjoy. But I don't think it really gives you the right to shit all over something else. I watch a lot of YouTubers go on about the purity of Star Trek being fucked over. And when you listen to them talk and somebody says, well, didn't you like on Voyager? And he goes, oh, no, I didn't really watch Voyager. Or what'd you think about Kirk's death? Well, I never saw Generation. What? You got 30 YouTube videos about how fucking Discovery is shitting on the corpse of Star Trek and you've never seen Star Trek Generations. Fuck off.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Cheers. Well, what
Now, I have seen every iteration of Star Trek. And
well, of course you have, because you're a fan.
I hate Discovery. I wish it were
Okay.
canceled and destroyed. I would rather.
Fair enough.
I
You watched it. You give it a chance.
I tried.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Dave. Welcome, Dave.
Hello, hello.
What's going on this morning?
Dave.
Hello, Nina. Hello, Red Shirt. Hello, Bird, Fluger, and Captain Trek, and chat.
What's going on today?
Good morning, Dave.
I just finished dropping my puppy off at the vet. She has a surgery for a little thing on her tail,
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
and they get her teeth cleaned and stuff like that. And then, of course, when I get there, they give me the thing to sign, and she's like, "Oh, did you see the second page?" And the second page is signing off for 2 separate tests that are $90 each that I didn't know about beforehand. These are good
Wow.
folks. I mean, I've been dealing with them for years, but I'm like, okay, what are they? One's to make sure that her heart's in good shape for the anesthetic. The other's blood work for the anesthetic. I'm like, so if I don't go for these, what? You're just gonna like shoot her up? And they're like, well, it's optional. And I was like, no, it isn't. So of course they were cool about it, and they actually called the doctor and said that we could do a payments, like we didn't have to pay it in a lump sum.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they're good folks. They work with. I've been going there. They're some of the best people that I've ever seen dealing with vet stuff.
Yeah.
Real smart,
Yeah.
real nice people, and very. They know that their services cost a lot, but they also it's a family veterinarian, so it's a doctor, and his wife mostly does the cats, and he does dogs and cats.
Right. And he also takes care of the gunshot wounds. The local mob people bring them around the back door, right? I had a vet.
We don't talk about CHOP. We just.
Well, out of all the medical disciplines, veterinarian is often derided equally with dentist as being, an insult inside the medical professional community. But who are the nicest medical professionals? Invariably are veterinarians.
Yeah.
Because they love pets and they didn't get into it really for money. Nobody thinks I'm going to become a vet and take rectal temperatures of German Shepherds and make myself enough to buy a cottage. No.
Right. Unless you're in Arlington, in which case it's extremely lucrative.
Yeah, and no doubt, like every community has their own, higher end everything.
Yeah.
I got dog grooming salons in Yorkdale up here, which which would cost more than sending your wife to get ready for a wedding or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, people will pamper their pets, that's for sure.
True.
Okay.
I don't know about. I don't know. I don't think that I would ever take my dog to a salon. I know what you're talking about it because we have them here too, but I would never. That's a little. I don't know.
And you gotta watch this too. I lost a dog in a salon. My dad had this cute little toy poodle. It's funny. My old man was an Australian guy. My whole life, we grew up with like German Shepherds and mixed breed, guard dogs and shit like that. And one day in his mid-60s, he comes home with this little toy poodle. I'm like, oh my God, Dad, you got something to tell me? Like, are you going to break out Liberace records and start singing? What the fuck? He said, no, look, this is Coco. And he was the most adorable little dog. He really was. Stole everybody's heart. He was the most well-behaved, wasn't yappy at all. I love this fucking dog. I love this dog. And it was Christmas time. My old man thought, well, I'm going to take him and get him groomed properly, because he was a little fidgety if you try to cut his hair. And he was one of those hyperallergenic dogs. Like it's not fur, it's hair, right?
Right.
On the dog. So he took him there, and I get this call, come to pick up your dog. And when I get there, he's sick. Like, he won't get up. He's on his side. And he said, whoa, we don't know what's wrong. I took him to the emergency vet. I was there for hours. He got into some chemicals.
Oh.
The girls running this place at a high-end salon in Yorkdale, I think the oldest one was 21. These two chicks were left in charge. And he got into the chemicals. He licked them up and got sick and died that night. Absolutely broke my heart.
Oh,
I would not be able to talk to you guys again if that happened to me.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's my dog. It's my daughter. I don't have kids. I'm not gonna have kids. That's oof. I had that. There's a vet right across the street, across the highway,
right
from the vet that I go to, and called Cherrydale Vet, and I've gone there a couple of times, but not with Franny, the dog that now, and they just didn't have the bedside manner. It was more they were processing your pet. It's also a small mom and pop thing, but they were just kind of going through the motions. They always had somebody different at reception. They had a high turnover with that. And these guys, these are the same people the whole time, and they know them. They don't have to. I can mention something on the phone to them, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I remember that from 2 years ago when we were doing the work on her." It's like they really get to know them like they're actual patients. But the Cherrydale vet, I read in the local community online thing that somebody's dog got out from there. Like they're entrusted with the care of your child,
Right.
basically. And
Yeah.
something happened, and one of the dogs escaped from the outdoor kennel in the summertime, and that they had while it was waiting for something. And how the hell do you live that down as a vet?
Oh.
As a vet, I mean, a salon, okay, it's a bunch of kids playing with dog hair. Yeah, it is. But these are doctors.
Yeah.
I mean, and their staff. So I would definitely never trust them. And just from that one, my own experience, and that one incident, that one report, they found the dog safe. But man,
One of the things we're all cognizant of, but I don't know if we think about it on a daily basis, is that the medical profession, and this extends to vets too, dentists to lesser extent, but I mean, there is a hit and miss ratio in that's acceptable. Doctors routinely kill their patients through a slight misdiagnosis or too much of something, not enough of another. And there's a learning curve. And they go before a review board and it's checked. And if you can honestly say as a group of doctors, yeah, you know what? He just made a bad call. That was bad luck that day. Okay, he doesn't get charged with anything. But they also have negligence and malpractice shit hanging over their head the whole fucking time.
Right.
So again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not, trying to stick up for shoddy or an excuse, although you weren't really talking about, invasive surgeries so much as you were competency and the execution of their work.
Right. Yeah, my wife's harassing me to go see doctors, which I will do at some point.
Yeah.
Well, I've told you, Bird, and I've told you, Captain, that I know what they're going to tell me pretty much. It's going to be a bunch of bad news, which is why I've been avoiding going to doctors. But it's gotten to the point where I was hoping that I tested positive for COVID and I'd at least know that what was going on. But so now she's harassing and nagging me. So the way to get the nagging to stop is to go see a doctor, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do what she wants, and
And-
you'll
and
be
the
a
pain.
lot happier. Hey, just do what she wants. You'll be a lot happier individual for it.
Yeah, I've noticed that works out a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing. Happy wife, happy life is not just a slogan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Geek. I didn't see you in there. Hey. Nothing but
I
clicking.
just showed up. Captain Trek was kind enough to let me in.
Yeah, how did that happen? Oh my kidding.
Really? Damn,
Really?
Cap. You're cold.
No, I'm only
That was
kidding.
yesterday, by the way. So if you've been on any stream since yesterday, that's what you've been on as.
No, I haven't been on any stream. Oh my God, no. God, I was so busy yesterday. Oh my God, no. We were so busy yesterday. We cleaned out the shed. We went through the shed. We went through the backyard to start, getting stuff ready for a purge. Got some things we're going to put on the front lawn that we're just going to say, hey, free, or they're going to the dump this weekend. Take your pick. Realtor's coming by today in about an hour and a half to look at our place. Oh God, the virtual walkthrough yesterday with the lady. Dude, guys, that went even better than I thought it would. They actually do have a fenced-in area just for their pets on that big-ass piece of land.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, that was the thing. They were walking around, they were showing it, and I was like, oh shit! I saw this little fenced-in area in one of the pictures. I didn't realize that was still their property. So they got a whole fenced-in area just for the pets, and it's
Oh,
freaking good size.
that's great.
Yeah.
Oh shit! That I don't know if I told you guys this. That they said that their old closet was their current closet was an old kitchen. I actually told my wife when I saw that room, I was like, "You want that for a sewing room? You can have it." She goes, "Nah, I think I want the other." I'm like, "Can I have it?" So she's like, "Yeah, you can have it." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I get a whole closet to myself.
nice.
Dude,
Oh,
it's fucking huge. I was like, "You can have the old man cave. I'll take the closet."
So whenever NB Geek is not in his closet, he'll be coming out of the closet.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry.
Oh, trust me, I was going to use that joke too. It's like, sorry guys, I was like, shit. We get up there, I'm starting doing stream. Sorry guys, I gotta go. I gotta come out of the closet. I gotta go to Jaloja or something. That'd be fun. Oh,
Couldn't resist
that
though.
barn, that barn actually does have electricity in it. It does
Cool.
have fixtures and stuff. Only downside is we couldn't see much of it because unfortunately, the signal wasn't that good in the barn. Outside of the barn,
Yeah.
everything went good. But metal, electricity, they don't tend to go together.
No.
Yeah, communication signals and metal, they don't work. But yeah, overall, it was really enjoyable. My wife and I had a great time. We had to do it a little later. It was supposed to be 4:30. It ended up being 5:30 because she picked up her kids and her husband was there. She wanted her husband there in case there was any questions I wanted to ask that guys would know to answer. But overall, it went well. I finished off my mortgage stuff. I'm just waiting on. Now I'm waiting on the lady. I'm kind of like I looked at my mortgage test. It says, "Did you find a home?" I'm like, "Yeah, I already filled that paperwork out yesterday." So I emailed the lady. I'm like, "Did you get the second part of my application?" So I'm like, I really don't want to have to refill it all out. Oh, it's a lot of freaking paperwork, Cap.
Yeah, I know. I'm just laughing because it's like a lot of times they'll look at one and not the other, and it's like, yeah, I already sent that. Trust me, I've been in that situation. Not with a house, with other stuff.
But overall, we'll see how things play out. Every house in our neighborhood has nobody's renting in our neighborhood. Everything is priced to sell, and every house in our neighborhood has sold. So I am thoroughly confident we can sell our house here within a reasonable time frame for the amount we want. I don't think we're asking too much. I mean, shed, we put in the shed, we put in the chain link fence, we put in the solar panels, we put in the backyard concrete area, and I just want to honestly, I want to put the place for 185. And honestly, I've checked the housing market in our neighborhood, and that's about what they're going for. And fortunately, I got a lot of things my wife and I can put that say upgrades that have been done to the house: the hardwood floors, the new carpet, the concrete in the backyard, the patio in the backyard, the shed. We put a lot of effort into this house. I think we got a good shot.
Good.
We'll see what the realtor says when they get. Yeah, we got touch ups and stuff to do. We got minor paint and stuff, but you know, if they ask us to paint the whole house, I'm like, no. They can come in and paint. Actually, we're gonna even offer a $500 voucher for that. You can hire
Right.
your own paint person or take the money and do what you want with it. Don't care. But it's like, no, we'll do touch ups and stuff like that, but I am not painting all these rooms again. Sorry, that's on them. Ugh.
So after the virtual tour, still on the is number one still number one, or did he
Number
change?
one is still number one. Number two, we did get a virtual tour. Not as impressive. The number two house has got hardwood floors, but there's some pretty bad water damage. And they left a lot of stuff behind. I mean, a lot. I was kind of like, did they just leave this stuff? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And the lot's still tiny as hell. I mean, the backyard's big, but yeah, number one is still number one. That's the house I had to when I did my shopping loan. That's why I was asking, because I did my shopping thing, and the first part is it asks is, have you already found a home? So we put all that address information in yesterday.
Right.
So now kind of a wait and see thing. Plus trying to sell this house.
Right.
But we did pretty good. Getting through the shed, we really got through the shed good. Got through the backyard pretty good. Now today's going to be the real challenge. I talked to the wife about the attic. I said, why don't we get the stuff out of the attic and then inventory the next day? Because it's going to be there's a lot of shit in that attic. I'm like, why don't we just pull it down? We're going to be tired after that. Let's just inventory next day.
Wasn't that
Plus,
a big book that
What's
the
that?
girls were all reading in the 70s and 80s? A lot of shit in the attic? Or was that Flowers in the Attic?
Oh, God, no. No, don't bring up that disgusting movie.
A movie. I just remember the book. That was huge when I was a young guy with all the chicks I knew. Like every chick read that book, Flowers in the Attic.
No, thank you.
Shit in the attic. Oh.
But, but yeah, we got, God, I don't even know what's in the attic. Well, we have to separate some stuff. Some stuff we're going to some stuff we'll take to Goodwill. Uniforms, old uniforms we're going to take. Well, actually, my wife brought up a good point. I don't even know if we have an airman's attic on our base. And for those of you who don't know, an airman's attic is basically where people donate uniforms so they can be sold at next to nothing for young airmen to buy.
Cool.
Oh, very good idea.
It is. It's a really good idea because uniforms are expensive, even though there's a clothing allowance. They do have that thing set up to where you can buy, they're still good uniforms, obviously, but it's called the Airman's Attic. It's an E5 and below only. It's for people who, it's specifically for them. So if I went in when I was an E6, I couldn't buy anything because I was already past the point. But before that, anybody could do it. It was designed, as a more low income option for people to help out with money. It's a really good idea too. I mean, it's not just uniforms; they have plenty of other things too. Think of
Right.
it like a military pawn shop.
But it's strictly for servicemen.
It's strictly for servicemen and servicemen at the rank of E5 and below. Actually, E4. It was E4 and below. They did expand it to E5 in some areas, but yeah, that was it. It's a serviceman only thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, trust me, I've used it a time or two myself.
Good on you, mate.
So
Up here we
Plus a
got
bunch of
stores where you can find uniforms and stuff like that, but it's different down there, I assume.
Well, here in South Carolina, yeah, there's no real military surplus. When I lived in North Carolina, when I was in the Marine Corps, we had this place called Saigon Sam's, and that's where a lot of us got our surplus gear if we needed it. Actually, a lot of times we'd buy boots and stuff from there. We'd buy these Chinese boots really cheap because going to the field all the time, it'd tear the hell out of your boots. And I'm sorry, but it was like, well, do I destroy $20 boots or $120 boots in the field? I'll take the cheap ass $20 ones out there.
Right. Well, you knew best. I in that situation, sort of thing, I would expect you'd want to spend a little extra on footwear. But if you're just destroying them all the time, sure, who could blame you?
Well, actually, surprisingly, you'd put a Dr. Scholl's in those $20 shoes, and they were just fine.
Right.
And yeah, if I was going on a ruck march or something, a 10-mile ruck march, yeah, I'd wear my good boots. But if I was out in the field and all I'm doing is setting up stuff and doing that thing, yeah, I take those out because, oh my God, the field destroys boots like nothing. I'm glad they finally went away from the polished black boots to the suede because that makes a lot more sense. I understand polished black boots look great. Problem is, it's not very functional in the field.
Yeah, you don't need parade boots when you're trying to stay well hidden and shit like that. It's silly, but the Army doesn't always run on logic, so the military doesn't always, at least.
Oh, I had to. Oh God, I had Captain Trek. I actually had to send out a tweet yesterday. I saw an article had to do with Mark Hamill, and it was like apparently a bunch of Star Trek alumni had been posting over time this like lawsuit. They're like they were supporting this lawsuit against the government because of the logo for the Space Force. And I said, okay,
for the love of God.
oh God, I actually put Jonathan. I didn't put Mark Hamill in it, but I put Jonathan Franks, Robert Picardo, and I forgot who else was there. And I was like, since none of you took the time to look at this, I was like, let me educate you. I was like, that Delta's been around. I said, a version of that Delta's been around since the 1940s. It's called NASA. And I said, that logo, the logo for the Space Force is a evolution of the logo of United States Air Force Space Command that has been around since 82. Like, sorry, but you look, I love Jonathan Franks as a director, loved him as Riker, but he's a fucking idiot. But most of these guys, I hate to say it, they're fucking idiots on civics and history.
Because they live in a bubble.
Oh, tell me about it. Well,
You
it was
should
funny when I saw
check out what William Shatner had to say about that, because he didn't call them out by name, but it was a tweet between him and Mark Hamill tweet back and forth sometime, and Hamill tweeted out something about they took the Force from Star Wars, they took the Delta logo from Star Trek, and there was some other reference he made to another sci-fi franchise. And Shatner tweeted back, he said, "No, you can't drag us into this. That's not the Star Trek Delta logo." And he alluded that it was something like he named it. I'm sorry, it's just left my memory right now. But
oh yeah,
but Shatner's like that. Shatner stands on his own anyway.
Shatner's one of the few. Well, actually, I've noticed something. The TOS era actors are relatively, well, with the exception of George Takei, relatively apolitical. They don't really get into it. George Takei is the exception of the TOS era. The TNG Voyager and a lot of the Voyager ones, they're very heavy into it, and they talk a lot. I hate the fact that my favorite Klingon is such an asshole in real life. And I'm talking about the guy who played Chancellor Martok. Because I'm sorry,
or whatever his name is. Yeah, I don't know anything about his political views, but I thought he was great as that General Martok guy. Really great.
Yeah, he was. Oh, he was fantastic at that. Unfortunately, he's a complete asshole in the realm and complete ignorant in the realm of politics. Him and Tim Russ, I swear between those two, I could be like, God, did any of you guys actually pay attention to what you were doing on Star Trek? Because obviously you didn't.
Well,
I
yeah, I'll
saw
take it.
one. Oh God, what was it?
But I don't know really much about those guys' political affiliations whatsoever. Shatner, because I've been following Shatner in a way since I was a kid. He's Captain Kirk. I don't
Yeah.
have a Twitter account. I've never been on Twitter. I understand he's quite funny. I do remember a cute story where Mark Hamill told after Carrie Fisher died. He said that I don't know. He ran into William Shatner or something. He said, before Carrie died, she made me promise I'd go to your Twitter account because she said it was the funniest thing she's ever read. She was a big fan. I thought that was cute, but yeah, I don't. You're right, these guys. But remember, a lot of actors, they're lefties anyway, and there's nothing wrong with that. You need lefties, you need righties. We all got to be a little different, and good for them. But getting a guy that played a doctor on a science fiction show I don't know if I'd take political advice from the guy.
Well, love Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. Absolutely lost my shit. Mandalorian with the Mandalorian final.
Right.
I still won't take political advice from Mark Hamill. Not a chance in hell. Love the guy to death as an actor. Love him in a lot of things. He's my Joker. I mean, he is my Joker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I did learn a long time ago, you got to separate the character from the person.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah, that's right. I remember on YouTube just a little while ago, some of the Star Wars sites losing their shit because Mark Hamill tweeted out some bad joke about Melania Trump or at Melania Trump's expense or something, and them going nuts and he's a piece of shit in real life and yada yada. He's not a piece of shit. He's just he's a guy that got an opinion and he's getting listened to again. There was years where Mark Hamill couldn't get work to save his life. The Joker wasn't some grand design thing or some big catch. It was he needed work.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting on him. Don't get it wrong. I'm with you. He's one of the I will say, to me, Mark Hamill is the best Joker. I do have a lot of love for the old Cesar Romero Joker, and I know not everybody agrees with me, and I understand it's from a different time, a different era. If you look at Batman like that as its own little microcosm, I thought all those guys were great. I love Burgess Meredith as the Penguin.
Oh, yes.
What's her name? Julie Newmar as Catwoman. She's gorgeous in that fucking, absolutely gorgeous.
What about the guy what's the guy's name who played the Riddler? He did a really great job. He was
Gorshin.
actually my favorite.
Frank Gorshin was a very famous Vegas and nightclub stand-up comedian who was very well known for his impressions. Him and Rich Little were like the two famous guys in the 60s and 70s for that sort of thing. There's a great
really?
There's a great Star Trek.
He was on Rich Little's level?
Yeah, I promise you. Frank Gorshin was right up there. He was on all the shows. Ed Sullivan, the Laugh-In, you guys would know those better than I. But one of my favorite things is if you find the Star Trek blooper reel, they had Frank Gorshin. I'm sure you remember he did that episode where people were black on one side, white on the other.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. It was Let This Be Your Last Battlefield. And
Right.
I honestly did not catch that was the same guy who played the Riddler until recently.
Really? Oh my gosh.
I did not know. Well, I was a kid, I haven't watched Batman in a while. I didn't make the comparison at the time.
I wouldn't have known that now if you'd told me.
Well, it's so different a role from his Riddler era. I mean, he is fantastic in that episode.
Well, is he one of? He was what? Loki Beale? Which one?
He's the.
Yeah, he was Commissioner Loki.
Yeah, even you couldn't. I mean, between the face paint in the one show and him wearing the mask and the hat, I mean, he looked like two different people. You know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Also, his acting was so different in both
Yeah.
roles. In that role, he was a dead serious kind of person. In the role in, obviously as it's called, The Bright Knight, he was a more comical kind of guy, and just kind of goofy and stuff. But he was actually one of the most funs to see do that on the Batman. Yeah, I have an appreciation for a lot of the Jokers who've come. I do like Caesar Ramon. I still love the fact that the dude just would not shave the mustache. I find that just so funny when I see him. All that
Absolutely.
white makeup and that mustache still on there.
Yeah. And I love him for it, but he
Oh,
didn't
I
budge.
do too.
He made 2 dozen movies, and most famously probably was Ocean's 11, where he played what was it, Duke Mantee, the guy that he was like the master criminal that picked up that Peter Lawford's crew was up to something, and he wanted to cut in. I don't know if you remember Ocean's 11 very well.
I do. Had the nice Rat. Yeah, we're talking the original with the Rat Pack, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the guy romancing Peter Lawford's mother, the white-haired guy. That's the most famous off the top of my head I can draw him from. But he did dozens and dozens of movies where, like, he had a name. A lot of people did. I also love that they liked working with Burgess Meredith so much that by the second season, they had a stack of script reserved just for Riddler stories in case Burgess Meredith called and said, "Yeah, I'm available this week."
Oh, nice.
Great.
Yeah, I enjoyed Caesar Ramon's. Burgess Meredith was very good. Jack Nicholson did a real nice job as a Joker. And yes, I'm not going to lie, Heath Ledger did a really good job. But in between Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger, there was Batman, TAS, and there was Mark Hamill.
Right.
And you got to remember, this is where Harley Quinn was born, in that show.
Yeah, Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm, the creator of the show and the lead art director. That was an original creation. He came up with the show, and she was great.
Yeah, she was only supposed to be like a one-time thing, but it turned out she was very popular, and they kept her.
Yeah.
And now she's she's expanded in the She's now a comic book character. She's been on the TV. I actually liked Robbie Margot, whatever the hell her name is.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I actually liked her in Suicide Squad. I would have liked to have seen more. Unfortunately, Bird of Prey just looks so bad. I couldn't get around it. But I went and saw Suicide Squad for the sole purpose of the fact that, hey, Harley Quinn's going to be on the big screen. I actually wanted to see that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And she was good. I understand why they chose her. I knew the Birds of Prey movie was going to tank when I heard that she had a problem with the director, that she demanded a wardrobe change because she wasn't going to wear short shorts anymore. And I thought, okay, she doesn't really get the spirit of the character, but it's fine. And she was probably the best thing in Suicide Squad. I didn't hate Suicide Squad as much as everybody else, but it wasn't a very good movie.
I call it a romp. It's actually, I swear to God, it's the only DC movie my entire family will sit down and watch together. It's just kind of it's not great, but it's a nice romp. That's the way I look at it. It's a romp movie.
I was working downtown at an exclusive high-end ladies spa / club as a handyman. And I was doing the overnight shifts in those places. And I was downtown when they were filming all those Suicide Squad scenes. I was down there when they had the the Joker mobile with Ben Affleck. Wasn't Ben Affleck, but Batman riding on the top, and when the helicopter crash and shit like that. They're all filming that like 2 streets over.
Oh, good. The realtor for the other house just got back to me. Sorry, I'm I'm still keeping track of that stuff. I'm when I talked to the realtor yesterday, or not the realtor, when I talked to the house lady yesterday, the lady who owns the house yesterday, I texted her. I said, we love the house. I'm going to put in the pre. Apparently, they've had issues where other people have said they love the house, but they never put in an offer. I'm like, well, I'm already putting in the pre-application stuff in. We're already starting to pack stuff up. We're already moving stuff and getting rid of stuff. So, let's keep our fingers crossed. The only thing really, honestly, is going to be the inspector going out there and looking at the house. But I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. Oh, that was the other reason, Captain Trek, we didn't even push forward with the other house. Water damage is almost certainly going to be a deal killer for the VA inspector without them fixing it.
That sucks.
Nah, it's okay. No, when you're going through a VA okay, when you go through a loan, there's usually a house inspector that goes out, from the mortgage company.
Right.
But with the VA, you have two. You'll either have the mortgage person go out or the VA person, or sometimes you'll have both. One will go out one time, one will go out the next time.
Well, best
Okay.
of luck with that.
Quick
How's the
Yeah.
world of
change.
Christ? I never said hi.
I want to throw this in real quick. Apparently, my old store manager decided to make a YouTube channel, and it's called Man Cave Missions. He has 139 subscribers, which is surprising given how soon he's started his channel. And basically, it's him and his friends, and apparently his wife, just sitting in their basement doing some stupid shit. So I'm watching one where they took the toe of Satan challenge. The sucker of hell.
Here.
Oh God,
And
I've done the toe of Satan
it
challenge.
was great. I just watching my old manager suffer and put himself through hell. I can't. Can you understand the glee? the glee I have watching this nonsense is funny. So I'm gonna make a harmless, shameless little plug. Check out Man Cave Missions if you want to see 4 people do some stupid shit, and they do some really stupid shit.
They're gonna hate this. They're gonna hate this Devil's Toe. I haven't muted.
Oh, they are.
They're gonna hate
They are.
this.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? The first mistake they made is they grabbed ice.
No. Oh, they've got ice cream ice.
Ice.
This is not going to help, guys. I did this challenge. I did this challenge at work.
Yeah.
I was one of the only people to make it the entire time because I'm stubborn as hell.
They had those things in their mouth for 2 minutes and then they were done.
I made it the whole 5. I made it the whole 5. I was determined to make it the whole 5.
Oh, my
hardest
God.
part is having to swallow your spit while you're holding that thing in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the fun part is the couple hours later where you're like, oh, God, your stomach feels like shit. So which one here's your boss?
He's in a black shirt.
Oh, he's the one in the black shirt. Okay.
Yeah. He was my old store manager. Then he became a regional. It's nice to know he found a hobby for his spare time. I think that's his brother next to him.
Not bad. 74 views in just a couple of days. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I can. Damn. I average 35 views on or 30. I average about 30 views on any of my streams. And considering the number of subscribers I have, I say I'm doing pretty good. Captain Trek here, he makes me jealous. He gets down votes. I'm lucky if I get one down vote. He gets like freaking three a session.
I'll give him a like too, just because
Oh well, Cap,
he used to
you're
annoy the
slacking here.
crap
You've
out of
only
me
gotten
so
one
much.
downvote today. Usually I'm expecting 3.
You know, it's
Oh,
funny.
Mountains of
You know,
Elysium. Yes, I did. We did choose the house with the barn. Yes. It's like I said, I didn't get a very good look at the barn because her FaceTime signal wouldn't work too well. But I could see it's the lighting, the fixture. It's huge, and it's got power in there, which is definitely a plus. So, yeah, that's the place we're going for. Especially when we found that they do have a completely fenced-in area. It said it in the notes, fenced-in area for dogs. But we didn't realize until we did the live stream the whole area they had fenced in. Because you couldn't see it in the pictures. And I was like, holy shit, there's a whole fenced in area already for my pets. I was like, perfect.
so yeah, what I'm looking at his other videos. He's got 5 pounds of beans, Death Nut 2.0, the Toe of Satan, 1 pound apple in 10 minutes, mac and cheese. Yeah. He tried doing stuff like this with me at work. How many cookies can you eat in like 30 seconds? Like I wanted to kill him. Connect 4 with body wax twists. I don't want to know. Mousetrap man. Subway platter challenge. That's why he bought that platter. 30-minute Pringles challenge. Cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, I've seen the cinnamon challenge. That's brutal.
Oh. So
Mountains of
doable.
Elysium, you have a 253 downvotes on a video? Damn, what the hell were you talking about? That's awesome. Damn.
I'm gonna find the worst topic ever. My goal is to have the most downvotes ever on a video in my entire life. That's not possible. YouTube already claims that.
Oh no, it's just so funny when trolls and shit show up on places like Captain Trex. It's like, oh, you're gonna downvote? Oh, you're gonna act like an ass?
Wait,
Okay.
can you
Hey,
look
thanks for the
up?
downvote. It still works for the analytics that you came by.
Can you look up the most downvoted video?
I'm
Is
sure
that
you
possible?
can. I would not be surprised.
I mean, they got trending, but oh.
And apparently I had caps lock on, so now I'm yelling at the internet.
That's okay. No, I bump the dumb thing all the time. That's why I'm always yelling in chat. It's like, oops, sorry about that.
From what I understand, it was YouTube Rewind 2018. Oh, I remember how much that was hated.
God, that's still the most downvoted. Oh, it was
It
cringe
probably
as hell.
is. I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
Most dislike.
is that
Well,
the
when you
one with Will Smith looking through the binoculars? Or was that the next year?
Oh God, if I know.
Because the YouTubers use that as a meme so much now, it's ridiculous.
Okay,
oh
YouTube
yeah, that's
Rewind.
hot.
Okay, YouTube Rewind 2018. According to this, now I got to see. It has 18. According to this, it had 18.76 million dislikes.
Wow.
Damn.
Jeez.
Now I got it. Now I got to go see if that's still current. I never even saw the damned thing.
I did. Man. I mean, okay. When YouTube does a rewind to honor YouTubers and they selectively don't pick the most popular YouTuber on earth, PewDiePie, who has the most views, the most subscriptions, who makes them probably the most money, not counting networks, then there's something wrong with their little advertising scheme there. I mean, it's just no.
Yeah, but that can't possibly have been an oversight. That was a deliberate oversight.
Oh, absolutely, was deliberate. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I mean, there's something fishy going on there.
Okay, I just went to YouTube Rewind 2018. 18 million downvotes. I mean, I'm looking dead at it.
Yeah.
2.9 million upvotes, 18 million down. Damn.
Oh god.
Well,
Damn, Cap. What do we got to
Captain
do?
Spectre,
What do we got to do
listen,
to make people
don't
hate us
so
that
bad.
much? That's what I call an epic fail.
How many upvotes?
2.9. I think it was. Hold on a second. Yeah, 2.9 ups, 18 million down. 2.9 million up, 18 million down.
God.
That's not a good ratio.
No.
That's crazy.
The fact that many people watched it, though. I mean, I hate to say it, I watched it, but the next one after that, I didn't. You know, and then the one after that, I won't watch. It's like, why?
Well, that's something. Have you guys ever watched any PewDiePie?
Oh yeah, I've watched plenty of it.
Yeah.
He's entertaining. My daughter hates him. She thinks he's a fake person. I'm like his content isn't like genuine, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of is, but he just does everything. He doesn't focus on one thing. He talks about any and everything out there, and honestly, he has a common sense take on stuff. So that's why I watch him. I don't watch him a lot, just periodically.
Sure. It's funny, though, that if you watch any of these YouTube how-to videos, they all say you got to niche down. That's an expression they use over a bunch of them, niche down. And what that means is pick a topic. If you like chess, don't talk about checkers. Talk about chess. And it's funny, the most celebrated YouTuber doesn't do that. He does whatever the fuck he likes, and people respond.
But the thing is, though, he's picking the hot topic of the week. So he's popular enough, he can just divert to the next big thing and do that. So and that's what keeps him fresh. So you know, that's just how it works. He almost lost number one for a while. There was what was the number two channel? I forgot.
It's the Indian movie site channel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to but there was a YouTube channel up there that had a counter going. And how many people per minute were joining each other's, whether it was PewDiePie or whether it was I can't remember. But didn't he write that song Bitch Lasagna about it? Did you ever hear that?
No, I think I missed that.
It was
yeah,
pretty
last
ridiculous.
time I checked, the number ones on YouTube, I think number one and number two are both companies out of India.
Really? They finally surpassed them?
Yes, there are two companies in, as far as I can tell, YouTube channels I saw. One is I think the number one is an Indian music company.
Yeah.
And I think number two is also out of India as well. So he's down to, I believe, number three now. No, he was number one for a long time, but I think those two companies have surpassed him.
Oh, did they really? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
well,
Pretty sure they did. Pretty sure they did this year.
His target base.
But man, he was really fighting hard to keep that number one spot, man.
Well, you can only be on top for so long.
Oh yeah.
I see you had your dog up there.
Yeah, that's my little JD baby.
Is she
She's
camera
named
shy
after.
now?
What's that?
I said, is she camera shy? Is that why you took the camera off her?
Nah, she's just chilling. Actually, oh well, yeah. PewDiePie is, well, I guess number two now. But the number one is the T series.
T
I'm
series.
guessing Hindi. I'm guessing it says primary language Hindi. I'm assuming that is the Indian language of India.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
they have
India's a
100.
funny place, but yeah, Hindi for us white people, that's as close as you get.
Well, India does have the second. It is the second highest population in the entire world, second only to China.
Right.
China has. They're the only two countries that have over 1 billion people, both India and China.
It's amazing
Right.
how many people actually live in those countries. It really is.
What's that?
It's amazing how many people actually live in that country.
Oh,
You know,
India? Yeah,
it's
a
not very
billion
big.
people living in India. That
Yeah.
is, and we have three. Man, I mean, we have 330 million. So you got, what is it? China has like what, almost 2 billion people. They have 1 billion. We have 330 million. At least I don't know. I haven't seen the census for 2020 yet.
You want to talk weird? I come from Canada. We got maybe, on a good day, we got 40 million people here if you count tourist and business people. On a good day, you got 40 million people in Tokyo. The mayor of Tokyo looks after as many people as the prime minister of Canada does.
Yeah, but y'all have beautiful lakes.
Sure, we could fit Japan into a bay we have. Seriously. And how many people live in Japan alone? It's incredible. The Asians have been notorious at populating their land. China, Vietnam, India. The population is out of control in those places. But as a result, for something like YouTube, in a place like India, where the government restrictions aren't as tight as, say, China, I bet YouTube is probably, or India is one of YouTube's biggest customers as a country.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not be surprised when I saw that. I was like, oh, India. When I saw they were number one, I was like, India is got the number one. I was like, well, they have 1 billion people. Maybe it's a popular platform in India and worldwide. But when you've got 1 billion people and you've got a product, it's a possibility that maybe there's a lot of people in India who really enjoy their content. Just in India.
Oh, yeah.
Now you think about, I'd love to see their analytic of where everybody's from for their channel. I'll bet you it's probably quite expensive. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of it is in India.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, it's kind of. I saw this the other day. This really pissed me off. It was this stupid thing. It was the best thing you can do for your child is not have another. I'm like, do you understand that the reason why I almost went like, I was like, there's a reason China got rid of their one-child policy and went to 2 children. You know why? Because they're losing population. They have more people dying than they have being born.
Yeah, you're right. They're also notorious for aborting girls, so they have a disproportionately large male population right now.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that too. I said, yeah, they had this one boy this one child pop. I said, guess what happened to a lot of the females, babies?
Yeah.
You know what happened. We all know what happened.
Yeah, of course. It's horrible.
And they didn't care, and China doesn't care.
No.
They're like, oh, you want to kill your baby? Fine. Okay, you have no children. Okay, you can try for a boy now. But yeah, they got I wouldn't be surprised after, because that went into effect. I looked it up. It went into effect the year I was born. And it was lifted, I think, when I was 39. So that's 39 years of a one-child rule. That's over a generation. I would not be surprised if that generation is disproportionately male.
Yeah, of course it is. It is. It's a known fact. China, they like anything you say here, you kind of get into slightly dicey territory because the wrong people hear you. They think you're being off color, and you're not. They have a different view on life than we do in the West, and that's engendered by the fact that there are so many of them. Look at they enslaved millions upon millions of their own people to build a wall. 1,800 kilometers long to keep fucking Mongols out, and they killed millions of their own people in building that thing. No problem. We got more where that came from. They know it.
But but we got the wheelbarrow invention out of that. I learned that the Chinese were the people who invented the wheelbarrow, and they invented it during the time of creating the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, I'd be willing to believe. I don't have dates on when pyramids were built or shit like that, but yeah, entirely possible. They have been a very inventive people. A lot of the shit that we take for granted today comes from China. Pretty interesting when you think of all the inventions around the world and where shit came from and took place. And your puppy's back.
No, this is Luke. This is my male dog. This is Luke. He's named after Luke Skywalker, and the female is Jade, and she's named after Mara Jade Skywalker. What's a good Lucas? What's a good Lucas? What's a good doggy? What's a good puppers? Yeah, what's a good puppers? He's such a little... He was
Mara
walking around me
Jade
this morning.
Skywalker, wasn't that like Luke Skywalker's daughter from a book or something?
No, Mara Jade was his wife.
Oh.
Mara Jade was his wife. He only had one child, and that was Ben Skywalker. Han and Leia had 3 children. They had the twins, Jason and Jaina, and they had a third son, or they had another son, Anakin Solo.
Right.
Mara Jade was the one with the, she was introduced in Heir to the Empire, the Thrawn trilogy, and she had the purple lightsaber. She was the Emperor's hand.
Okay. The books and stuff, to be honest, buddy, I'm not really up on that whole legends and stuff. Like, I'm aware of it. I'm aware of characters like Thrawn. To be honest, I know him from the TV series, the Clone Wars, the animated.
Oh, you mean Rebels?
No. Oh, sorry.
That wasn't in the Clone Wars.
Rebels. Rebels was the successor to the Clone Wars. That's right.
Yes, it was. I got into the EU right around the time in the 90s, right around the time the prequel not the prequel, sorry. Right around the time the special editions were coming out, I started reading. Actually, I had been reading a little bit before then. I started reading Heirs to the Force, which dealt with Jason and Jaina Solo. And I read Dark Empire. And then, there's no internet back then. And this is when I find out, this stuff is actually, they line up. There are patterns to it. They actually are staying connected with stories. Because Dark Empire is actually before Heir to the Empire, the Thrawn trilogy. And it came out after the Thrawn trilogy, but it's set before it. And it does actually have lineup with the Thrawn trilogy.
Okay.
Also, it was a much better Return of the Emperor than what they had in Rise of Skywalker, but that's a whole nother story.
To me, it's about the same. It's like I feel that Rise of Skywalker was literally Dark Empire.
Oh, it was a blatant ripoff of Dark Empire.
Yeah.
It was a blatant ripoff of Dark. The only thing you needed was an Eclipse-class Star Destroyer.
Oh, I know. Exactly.
Oh, but they managed to have Death Star weapons on those Star Destroyers, so I was like, oh, that's how you got around it, you little shits.
Well, yeah, that's their World Devastators, more or less.
Oh, the World Devastator. Oh, yeah, Dark Empire 2. That was the World Devastator, yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I love... after that, my first set of books that I actually owned for Star Wars, and they're actually my oldest, and you can tell by the way they look, was the Jedi Academy trilogy. That was where Kip Durham and the Sun Crusher came in.
When I was a kid in Star Wars, I saw it in the theater when it came out. And I tried to voraciously eat up anything from Star Wars, but it was limited. As you remember, the toys weren't even ready for the Star Wars. Anything that had Star Wars in the comic books coloring books, anything I'd pick up. And I remember the earliest books
Yeah, at
that
the
I
time,
read.
Marvel had the comic book. Marvel had the comic book
Yeah.
license, and Kenner had the toy license, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. But Kenner kind of dropped the ball or wasn't ready for just how big this was going to be. And to be fair, they had nothing else to base it on. When was the last time a
No,
movie
that is true.
that merchandising was the thing? That's also one of the hidden geniuses of George Lucas was that he held on to the merchandising rights. He made more money off of merchandising than he did as director for the movie, easily. Speaking of,
How?
little Baby Yoda. I still call him Baby Yoda, although I think Grogu's a cool name.
Grogu is growing. Grogu is growing on me. Don't get me wrong. I
Well,
still refer to him as Baby Yoda, but my wife got me that for Christmas, and I literally cried.
yeah. Are you
I thought that was so
familiar at
sweet of
all?
her to get that for me.
It was, and probably a hard to get gift too. Although now I imagine they're everywhere. I remember last Christmas. That was a kind of callback to my childhood. Last Christmas, when nobody could get a Baby Yoda. You saw
Oh,
that Chinese knockoff Baby Yodas, which were like, what were they? What was the green guy from Lord of the Rings? Golem. They were like
Gollum.
Golem ears stuck on them. They were hilarious.
Yeah, I remember the first Baby Yoda thing I got was a knockoff coffee mug of Baby Yoda. And
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, it was kind of I was literally shocked. I was like, okay, I get why you kept this hidden. But damn, Disney, I was like, Disney, you missed out on a huge Christmas market that year. But they made up for it this year. But I was like, last year, if they had that, Baby Yoda's would have been flying off the fight. That would have been the literally Tickle Me Elmo of the day.
Yeah.
Because
Tickle
everybody
Me
wanted.
Elmo. Now that
Well,
those are fun times. When I used to go into Walmart, go down to toy aisle. They'd have like this entire shelf of Tickle Me Elmos, and then the Walmart equivalent right next to it, the little sunshine face thing. I would go down the aisle and just shake them all. And the funny thing was, is they would trip each other. They would keep each other going for like 10 minutes straight, and to watch the store teller trying to fix it, did it stop them? I was a dick. I'm sorry.
no, you notice what you can't find. You know what I can't find in a Walmart anymore that used to be the most prevalent things? There's no Star Trek toys.
Nope.
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek toys. You can't find Star Trek toys anywhere anymore.
Yeah, to be honest, they never really had the same kind of pull as Star Wars toys. And I'm saying this being a hardcore Trek fan. I remember as a kid, I had the Enterprise, the bridge of the Enterprise that had the transporter that you stuck
Yep, I had that too.
Yeah, they stuck Kirk in and you spun it and you pressed green for land and red for beam back up. I had a bunch of the Star Trek figures and shit. But I also remember that same time my Batman and Aquaman would borrow the transporter and Cornelius from Planet of the Apes. They all fit inside the thing. So Cornelius became some alien, I think.
You have a Cornelius from Planet of the Apes? That's awesome.
Yeah. You have a phone call. And
I guess you're going to take that phone call, NB. Unless you guys that was somebody else that he was talking to.
I think he did.
And he did. Okay, so what's going on, Tim?
Oh, not much. What's going on with you?
Not too much here. Had to fix a mic problem. I was talking away and I realized that nobody was hearing me.
Well, you got to turn that mute off.
No, I had to the connector to my mic was a little screwed up. So it's no big deal. So anyhow, Dave, I see you're talking again. Hope your wife is well. And I'm sure that Bird is asleep now, so we don't want to disturb him too much.
He's napping. Hello, world.
Bird's asleep, or he's eating a, what do you call it? Shit, what do Klingons eat? I'm pretty tired. Tart. He's having targ on a bun or something. Gok on a bun. Talk about being a hard Trek Star Trek guy, and I can't even remember what Klingons eat for breakfast.
Well, I'm sure they eat gok all day long, man.
True.
Great stuff. Very fresh. Very fresh.
As long as you don't gag on your gok. Pretty taboo.
As long as it doesn't bite you on the way down.
Yeah, that would not be good. That would not be good. Right.
So did anybody catch up on what was it you guys were talking about the other night? Not The Expanse. Oh shit! Now I forgot. There's some show you guys were saying that was the hot. Oh no, that was Cobra Kai. Sorry, I remember. I haven't seen any of season 2 yet, even, and they're done season 3 already?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, they have.
I liked it and I enjoyed it. I'm just so far behind, I can't really talk about it. When last I left, Johnny and Ralph Macchio were all set to go at it, or have their disciples go at it.
Yeah. Oh yes, Dave. That's what prune juice is for. Yeah. Nothing like warrior's drink. Prune juice.
That was funny. What was funnier is Quark's response. Prune juice. Right away.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember reading a old school Star Trek book, one of the original James Blish novelizations, and they had an interesting thing when he was describing the Klingons, because remember back then we only had the TV series. This was before the movies even.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and one thing I liked in his description with the Klingons was when he was it was from a Klingon perspective, talking about humans and what little he knew about them. And he said, one of the things I know is they like their drinks either ridiculously cold or dangerously hot, whereas Klingons prefer just everything at room temperature. And I remember thinking for years that was a neat little kind of touch to the thing. Because, yeah, would some cultures, like, for example, say an Arabic culture from 100 years ago, they wouldn't have cold drinks. Everything would be the temperature of the room temperature of what it is, and it'd be warm, right?
Right.
So when you're drinking goat's milk or something, it's the temperature of the animal or whatever. They didn't have a cold drink necessarily. Gosh, that's kind of embarrassing. I lost my train of thought now. Just remembering those books, it came right back to me. An interesting little thing, and then that never did carry over. Klingons like blood wine, cold or hot or room temperature. They don't give a fuck.
Let's see here.
Kind of neat when you look back at the old stuff and what survived to be canon and what didn't.
Oh, there were a few.
Get back to the Star Wars books. My introduction to the EU was the Thrawn trilogy. I saw it and I picked it up. I think I was still in high school, and I read it. No, actually, I think it was in middle school when I read it. Yeah, it was good, but I wasn't hooked enough to get any of the other books.
Did you like, excuse me, the way they portrayed the character of Thawne in that Star Wars Rebels? I'm going to assume if you read
absolutely.
the books, you watched the show.
I felt it was close enough to the to his personality in the books, and they kept his little what was the race, Nagrai or whatever the heck they called him. They kept his little assistant guy. That was pretty cool. Of course, Zeb had to kill him. Damn it, asshole. Captain Paleon was there. You know, his own personal starship, the Chimera. That was true to form, man. I really liked it.
Have you heard that they're making a Ahsoka Tano series with the character from the Clone Wars, played by Rosario Dawson?
Heard rumors.
There's
that
rumors, yeah.
They were looking to tap Benedict Cumberbatch to play Thrawn. I was wondering what you thought of it.
He's not a bad actor.
No.
I bet he could do it.
I hated him as Khan, but I didn't blame him. It was just a shitty story and shitty writing.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, what? You know.
Oh, that was laughable. I mean, if you weren't a Star Trek fan, I get why you thought.
No, you're not. You're not even close to Ricardo's Khan. That's the problem with trying to fill the shoes of another actor. You know, you gotta have a better performance and a better persona. You have to embrace what he did and make it better, and that's not what he did.
Hey,
but that's also not what the script allowed him to do either.
You are more than welcome to join. The link is in the chat if you'd like to.
Just about to say, Eliu, who wrote Bryan Cranston as Thrawn. Well, I like Bryan Cranston a lot. I think he's great. I'm not sure if he's who I pick for.
That's not the right kind of. You see, certain actors have a certain personality and persona about them. Bryan Cranston is either, you know, the sitcom dad or a smart aleck guy. Now, have any of you guys ever been Macross fans or Robotech fans?
I gotta be honest. No, I'm aware of it, but
okay.
That's the one where they run around in the armored suit.
Well, it's fighters that turn into robots, piloted by people. Right. Anyways, in Macross Plus, the English dubbed version, Bryan Cranston did the voice of Isamu Dyson, who happens to be my favorite character in Macross right now. So, but yeah, he was Isamu Dyson's a smart-ass, wisecracking, hot-headed pilot who puts caution to the wind and flies by the seat of his pants. He's completely unpredictable, and the dialogue in the English translation was epic, and Bryan Cranston made his character freaking just amazing.
Sorry about that, Cap.
English dubs.
No problem.
Sorry about that, Cap. That was that was actually my bank calling me. They flat out said I am good to make an offer on the house.
Cool. Good to hear.
Yeah, congratulations.
So I'm gonna do that while I'm talking to you guys.
Now it's just the waiting game. Basically.
Well, she did say it'll be about a 40-day process to do the closing. I know that's a little longer, but you know you got to deal with COVID and everything. So.
Yeah, like I said, waiting game.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, but I think it'll be nice for me to be able to tell them, you know, talk to the lady and say, "Hey, talk to my bank. We're ready to make an offer."
Well, good for you. And way to play it cool by making your bank offer while you're talking to a bunch of YouTube slackers. Way to show like you don't really know.
Well, if it's any consolation, I did actually mute everything and leave the room.
Right.
Sorry, enjoy talking with you guys, but you know, business is business.
Oh, absolutely.
You'd be an idiot. I mean, if you were to be listening while actually doing something you needed to do, that'd be idiocy.
Oh, I agree.
It doesn't really sell yourself to the bank manager anyway, when in the background you got guys going, no, I think John Sheridan from Babylon 5 was a much better commander than Buck Rogers ever was. Screw you. Flash Gordon was better than... really sells you as a mature, competent adult.
Save every one of us. Save every one of us.
I got really upset when Yellow Flash couldn't use that theme anymore. I liked that theme for him. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but
even the adjusted version was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's the price you pay when you start getting big, though.
Yep.
You can't just use whatever. You got to toe the line. And they got a point to it, but yeah, that would have been cool. A great movie. That's one I'm really disappointed never got a sequel that I was sure was going to get a sequel. I saw that in the theaters when I was a kid. Dispatch
I used to watch
Rocket
the old
Ajax.
TV
Bring
show.
back his body.
I still can't believe, dude. I could not believe the APR rate. It's 2.8. I was like, holy crap! I think my current house right now is 3.2.
Yep.
I think when I bought this house in 14, it was 3.2. Now they're telling me I can get a rate of 2.8.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if I bought points, I could get down to 2.5, but I'm like, I'm probably not going to do points. I don't think the money really will be worth it for the monthly payments.
No. All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, I used to watch the old TV show. Man,
Which one?
The old Flash Gordon TV show.
The serial?
The old black and white.
That was a movie serial.
My favorite was Buck Rogers.
Yeah, I'm a Buck Rogers guy myself, but I do love Flash Gordon.
What was it?
Like
what was his sidekick? The robot? What was that? Tweety? What was his robot friend? Tweety?
Twiggy.
Twiggy.
Yeah.
Twiggy. Whatever. I can't think of it.
It was voiced by Mel Blanc, famously from Bugs Bunny. Porky
and a few hundred other voices.
Yeah.
After the first season, they changed it. They changed his voice with some guy. He went from "Let's go, Buck" to "Let's go, Buck." I'm like, what the fuck happened to Twiggy?
Yeah, but to be fair, that only lasted like 4 episodes, and they fired that guy and brought Mel back. But that wasn't enough to save the show.
Well, what were they thinking firing Mel Blanc?
Yeah.
What the fuck were they thinking making hot Colonel Deering a fucking flight attendant in the second season? Apart from putting her in a skirt, which I'm all for, because Aaron Gray was
got a fighter after that. I don't know.
Yeah. It just kind of got watered down. They tried to turn it into Star Trek, and that was a terrible idea. And they got rid of Dr. Hewer, and they replaced him with the guy from My Fair Lady, which I always thought was hilarious.
They didn't. I was surprised they didn't take the Dr. Theopolis with them, the little round head thing.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
And they had that other robot, Crichton, which was just, it looked like he was like a, what they would have thought a robot vacuum cleaner in 1950 would look like.
Right.
That was just a horrible design. It was sad, too, because
that old guy archaeologist dude.
Sorry?
They had that old guy archaeologist that always got everybody into trouble.
Well, that's who I was talking about. That guy, he was most famously in the movie My Fair Lady, opposite. What's his name?
Okay. I thought you were talking about the Admiral when you said that, but yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah. What was his name? Dr. Not Hewer. Dr.
I don't remember.
No, because it only lasted 2 seasons, and the first one I think, got 24 episodes, and the second one got like 14. And the only good thing that came out of the second episode was bringing in Hawk. Remember his buddy Hawk? He had the cool bird.
Yeah, they had to steal a little bit of something from He-Man Master of the Universe. You know what I mean? They had to have the Hawk ship, and they had to have Hawk and his girlfriend. Unfortunately,
Buck Rogers
the sorceress had to die.
He-Man considerably. But yeah.
Wait a minute, how could they steal that from He-Man? That didn't come out for another couple. He-Man didn't even come out for Masters of the Universe. Didn't come out until the 80s.
Funny. I'm being funny. I know that.
Okay. Sorry.
I
started saying Masters of the Universe didn't come out until like 84,
looked a lot like
85.
the sorceress, okay?
Yeah.
And they had the ship. The ship was almost identical. Maybe He-Man stole it from them.
Yeah, just maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to go with
Just
He-Man
maybe.
still. I'm going to go with Masters of the Universe.
You know, a funny thing I learned recently that the He-Man, the whole He-Man line, is in existence because they tried to make toys for the Conan movies, right? He-Man was Conan, and all they did was change his hair color, and they came up with He-Man because they lost the rights to use the Conan. The toy manufacturer, Kenner or whoever it was, lost the rights because they dicked around for too long. Then they just said, we've got all the dyes and everything made to make these fucking muscular toys. And then they started fooling around with ideas, and they came up with Beastman and shit like that, and that was the core of it. Skeletor was originally something else too. I can't remember.
Well, you know, a lot of people don't realize this. The whole point, you're right about that. The whole point of the TV show was to sell toys. The toy line was invented before the series was invented.
Right. Yeah.
That's true
just
with most toy lines too, though.
Yeah, that was a lot of toy lines did that. They'd make a toy
like
line and then they'd make a TV show to promote it.
To be fair,
actually, if you think about it, was pretty smart.
Ninja Turtles was a well-received comic by Kevin Eastman before. So there was
but it's a whole. Yeah, but that comic is a whole lot darker than the actual TV show.
Well, yes, you're right. But they couldn't transfer that dark edge to the TV show. Although it's not horribly dark. It's not oppressive.
But it's a little. It's more teenage level than like our original TMNT. It's where that was more of a 6-year-old kind of thing. We lost our fearless leader.
If you go, he ducked out. He said, "Screw this! Nobody's listening to me. Fuck off." This is your screen now, guys.
All right, Bird, you're in charge again. Somebody needs to let Bird of Prey know. So, yeah, Buck Rogers in the 25th century had it. Well, we lost our fearless leader, so you're in charge again.
Damn it.
Sorry, Bird, it's on you.
It's okay. I'm debating whether...
He's back. Hello, world.
Hello, world. Do you want to see something truly disgusting?
Yeah, thanks.
I've already had I'm already fearing the fact that I might see my ex-wife next year. That's pretty disgusting.
You want to see the inside of my ear?
My ex moved to Arizona, so I'm good.
Well, my ex is in Illinois. Unfortunately, so is my daughter and future granddaughter, and she's already being a dick because she's like, "Are you gonna let me? Is she gonna let me see the kid?" And I'm like, probably not, because you've been a piece of crap mom the entire time. And I could already see how this would play out. If my ex-wife had access to our grandchild, I guarantee you she will do everything she can to poison that kid into thinking we are the worst people on the planet.
Well, family, it's an unfortunate situation, but not all families get along super well. I know all about that.
Oh, trust me, my dad and I are on the outs right now. I still ain't talking to him. He's like, I told him, I was like, well, we're moving. He's like, great, I'll never see you again. I'm like, how's that any different than you living across the street from me now? I mean, he doesn't live across the street from me, but he's been literally in this town for years and rarely ever stopped by. And then when he did live with me, He rarely even interacted with any of us, unless he wanted something
Yes,
like beer, unless he wanted beer, cigarettes, or pot.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt that you being close by was kind of like not a lifeline, but a safety net for him as he gets older and stuff. Thinking, well, at least my boy's just down the road, or I can always call him if shit hits the fan or whatever.
That's disgusting, Bird. That is
Oh
absolutely
shit,
disgusting.
Captain's back.
Yeah, honestly, what's that? The inside of your nose?
My
No, I
ear.
think he said his
Like a
ear.
decent person.
You
What
know,
the hell, man?
Q-tips,
Clean your ear. No wonder you
I'm
can't hear
trying
anybody.
to, but
God, no wonder you
Q-tips
can't
can't get
hear
down
anybody.
that far.
Get out a pair of chopsticks and a rock.
I'm gonna do an ear wash today.
Well, thank you for sharing.
You know, I had one time I had so much I had so much wax in my ear so bad it actually blocked my hearing, and I had to go to the ER to get it fixed.
there's actually, I saw in the market, there's actually like a little like vacuum you can use to clean out your ear.
Yeah, I've seen that. I haven't decided if I'm ever going to get it. Although I probably would because I don't know what it is, but Q-tips, every time I use them to clean my ears, I end up coughing like crazy during it.
Weird.
No, it's like anytime if I put it in my ear and I start doing it, I end up getting a coughing fit.
There is that's why they have ears, nose, and throat doctors. They're all connected down there, and I've done it myself. You can start. When you get an allergy or something like an itch on the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
You can kind of replicate that fucking around with your ears too, because the nerves, I don't know, they're joined or something. It's pretty strange, but true. You can also get the name of it.
Here.
There's a very good
I'm having
product.
some
Where you
problems
just
today.
pour it in your ear, it melts your ears. You don't have to go to the doctor.
Hold on a second, Cap. Can you
We hear you,
us?
Captain.
Yeah, we hear you, Cap.
Okay.
You back?
Okay, having some internet problems today. I'm going to go ahead and send everybody on over to History with R&R. Hopefully I'll be able to get these internet issues fixed pretty soon. Let me put that in the chat real quick. And hope I can actually see part of that live. But on that note, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I've had fun today. It's been a great stream, and maybe I can stream later again if I can get things worked out. But thank you again, and have a great day.
Okay, guys. Well,
take care,
later.
everyone. Peace
cheers,
and long
boys.
life.